Hello everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. There you go. Yeah, I was about to say you can't chat out as a guest in Rumble Studio, unfortunately. Oh goodness. But anyway, how are you? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And yes, I know uh, it's getting to the holidays, so whatever. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Of course, my name is Daramuth, or Dara for short, because somehow I still keep finding people who have not passed the first grade, and it's sad. It's real sad. Illiterates is what we're filled with. But anyway, I get to have on the lovely uh, Desiree, the musical wonder, as some would call her. But how are you, Miss Desiree? I can actually hear myself from your headphones,
Yeah.
so
Hold on. I was getting a echo or something. Hold on. Can you say something else again? Now it just got really weird.
uh, pickety boo. That should help. We didn't. No, Alaska and Jeff. No, you do. You never have taken French. All right, that's for sure.
Weird. Audio is like super weird all of a sudden. I don't know. Oh, okay. I see why it's weird. I
Oh, is
think
that?
because of this. Okay.
We're
Now can you
doing.
say something?
Yes, I can't say a lot of things, to be
But
honest.
why am I still barely hearing you? You sound like really far away all of a sudden. That's so
Uh,
weird.
let's see if I can't boost.
No,
There
I
we
don't think
go.
it's you. Oh, I see. No? Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know why. That's really weird. Does
this.
it sound okay to everybody else?
Yeah,
I
I
can
can.
still hear you enough. It's just
Yeah, I can hear you enough as well. But maybe it's
okay.
for man. He is soft spoken. Not either. Not either. All right. Not either. Okay. I know when to speak out loud. But anyway,
I think it's all good now.
oh, fine on this end. See, they can hear you. Theo Helix is the sound checker.
Okay.
This, for those who don't know, this is called technical problems on the go.
Yes, I'm sorry. I am not a tech person, so I
Neither am
think
I. That's what we're gonna learn on the way.
alright. I think we're good now. I think we're
Yeah.
good.
We're
Um,
perfectly fine.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, how are you doing, young lady?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. I know we've been trying to get this worked out for a while now, and
Yeah.
I had to cancel like twice, and it's been a really crazy couple of months.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad we got it to work out.
Yes, it has been quite a journey just to get here, which is fine because stuff happens, right? Some of you
Yeah,
expect, some you don't, but it's one of those things. Hey, Furious Dan, it's one of those things that you just keep trying, time and a half, after on. Because usually, again, if one person says no, there's about a dozen other people behind them that possibly could say yes. So I mean, yeah. So, but glad we were able to come back and just be able to try again. Because I mean, it is getting close to the holidays, and obviously your screen behind you is representing what's going on out for most
yeah,
people.
yes.
Unless you're in Florida, then not
Oh,
so
I am in Florida, so this is actually not representative at all from of my environment, but it
much.
does look pretty, and so it's my background at the moment. I change my background depending on what I play, like,
Mm.
if I'm playing a Mario piece, I have a Mario background or whatever, but I have a bunch of winter ones too. I can
What
switch
is
to a different winter background if you prefer, which is a press
well,
of a button if you would
that
like.
that almost looks like well, you're in the middle for that one. You're in the middle of the road, so I'm worried that a truck is gonna go behind you, and you're just gonna run over.
Don't worry, I've got pretty quick reflexes, I'll be able to put it away.
And ladies and gentlemen, this woman is going to try to dodge a truck, and she's about to be hit. Oh, and it misses her. Oh my goodness. Pretty cold in Texas. Well, I don't know. I cold Texas is usually like 60 or 70 degrees. So I don't know. Uh, it was like 65-degree wind, really warm for mid-December. Hey, I'll take that. I'm getting close to zero here. Okay, I don't want that. All right.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
we had the Chinook winds here in the winter.
That
I
is
don't know what that
cold.
means. Yeah. Oh, believe me, where I'm at, because I live in
Yeah.
Indiana. So there was one
Oh,
point where
you're
it
in
got like
Indiana.
yeah. So at one point where it got to like -10. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you how I ended up here, actually. My
Oh yeah.
father is from Indiana,
Oh really?
lived in Indiana. Florida State invited him down to teach he was just gonna teach for a semester, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'll just go by the beach and have a good time in Florida," even though actually Tallahassee is not even close to the beach. But he
Right.
got down here and he's like, "I'm never going back to the Indiana winters, forget it," and he never went back, so that's how we ended up here. Otherwise, I could have been your neighbor.
Aw, well, no, that's pretty awesome though, like, what did he teach though?
He taught music, piano and music
Okay,
history.
okay,
Yeah,
and go ahead.
he basically, built up Florida State's, College of Music. He was pretty essential, so, he was one of the first ones to start that department, or he was the first one to start the department.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
It Nightmare says he wish he lives in Florida. Look, I'm right there with you, but I can't afford it, okay? I can barely afford Christmas gifts, alright? Um, but no, that's pretty awesome though, 'cause, it seems like that's kinda rubbed off on you a bit to be your own music, piano playing, and then of course, I guess you probably teach it as well,
Yeah.
like, on the side.
Yeah, I've been well, teaching has been my main gig actually for most of my life. So I started
Mhm.
teaching when I was private piano lessons when I was 18, actually,
Uh-huh.
my freshman year at Florida State. And I went and got a music degree from Florida State
Mhm.
too. And yeah, I've just been teaching every year. It's been a good job to have, raising children, so I could set my own hours, be my own boss. And then
Yeah.
once I started streaming and doing better with streaming, I cut back on my teaching during the day to allow time for streaming during the day. But when I
Mhm.
first started, I was just like a nighttime streamer. I taught
Oh,
all day
okay.
long and then, you know, um, built up the stream that way. And over the years, been just gradually cutting back students, and hope
Mhm.
to continue to cut back students. No, and I do love teaching, but I like teaching the students that really, want the lessons and practice
Uh,
and stuff. And,
mm.
there's still some that I love, but it's basically like glorified babysitting. So,
Oh,
um,
goodness.
so eventually eventually they'll get the cut too. But, but yeah, no, so but I mean, I love streaming, I love performing, I love content creation, and I just
Mhm.
always want more time to do that, and composing too. I do some
Yeah.
composition stuffs too, so yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, it's kind of funny because when I was younger, uh, because my family was homeschooled, one of the things was to go and do piano, arts or whatever, but to go learn piano. That was a fun time, especially when you're like, I'm not sure about this, but you don't have a choice as a kid. So my parents knew somebody, and that we went there to go learn piano, and I really didn't do much because I don't remember anything from that. And
Mhm.
they
I mean,
versus
it's not for everyone, and that's okay.
yeah. Now there was a funny thing where, um, I did wanna learn a song, but I didn't know how to play it, so what I did was is I transposed I watched someone on YouTube, obviously, watched someone the song I wanted to play, I watched how they did it, and I transposed that where their finger placement was. So it's sort of like this, right? At the very top, you have this drawing of the range of keys of where the finger for the right or left is going to be at. Then after that, under each line underneath each is where the transposing of where the hands go per line. And that's how I did it. I don't know how to read music. So that was my making my own reading music, I guess.
That's cool. Well, that's the great thing about the internet now is like there really are so many avenues of learning how
Mm,
to play music. You don't have to have the traditional have a teacher come to your house or go to a
mm,
teacher's house and shell out money for lessons.
yeah.
And that's great. Like, I mean, I even though I am classically trained, I don't have like the classical music snob attitude that so
Right.
many other classically trained musicians do. I just feel like in the end day, if you're playing music and you're having a good time, then like awesome.
Yeah. Y
However you do it.
yeah, yeah, and Alaska Man Jeff says, "I was trying to play piano in school, then five-year-old outplayed me so badly I quit."
I know it can be demoralizing sometimes when you come up against like a child prodigy, but
Okay, Beethoven. Dewey Helix has a question. He asks, "How do you learn to compose? Do you just make stuff up and write the music?" That's what he
Well, So that's kind of a complicated question, so but I'll try and give just like a short answer.
Yeah.
I do know a lot of music theory. I had to learn it growing up, but I also had to take many courses and
Mhm,
advanced courses as a music major. So I have the knowledge as to how to like construct a song and
mhm.
what notes are going to go well with what chords, etc. But honestly, the best way I really learned to compose was I did a lot of playing piano in church,
Oh.
and I would play the hymns, and I would a lot of times they had me play the prelude music, so like before the service would start, and I would just get a little bored playing the hymns as they were written. So it's just kind of start messing around with them a little bit and like, oh, instead of playing like, like I'm gonna go like, I don't know,
Right.
something, like just kind of change it up a little bit. And I kind of just started taking more and more risk with that, more and more risk with that. And that is
Right.
a really good gateway into composing. And then I got into actually the song that really got me into composing, which
Mm.
oddly enough was Kakariko Village from Zelda.
Oh.
I was actually playing that on the piano, and then I was like, "Oh, I just love this chord progression," which is it's a term for like just the order of chords.
Mhm.
And I was like, and I started just messing around with the chords, and then like this little melody and lyrics came to me, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of a cool song." And that was actually my first like real song that I wrote. And then I had GarageBand at the time, and
Ooh.
started, messing around with instruments and stuff. And then eventually now I'm on Pro Tools and I've got like a ton of virtual instruments, and it just kind of grew from there. So yeah. So I've kind of
Nice.
done like a couple little indie projects and stuff, and intros for content creators and things like that. And not
Mhm.
not like just piano. Like sometimes people ask for just piano, but usually it's like a full orchestra, like on my keyboard, I'll play something and then make it sound like a violin or whatever. And it's
Oh, that's
really fun, and I really love it, and I do hope to do more of that, like, as I age, because
yeah.
you know, I
Grandma
don't know.
Grandma Desiree and at her piano.
I do kinda wanna be, like, streaming forever, but I'm like, "Is that gonna be weird at some point?" But I'm like, maybe my audience will just come with me and it'll all be good." So, I don't know. I
I
kinda
w
think I wanna always have my hand in a bunch of different pots, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I will tell you this though, there is actually a few older people that I've seen. There's one, it's called I think it's called Grandpa Gaming or something, and a retired he's a veteran, and he's been playing like COD and stuff, and he will just obliterate those people in the game. So there's that, and I did see there's one it was a funny one. I did see a grandma who was one of those for who was collecting who was buying those figurines or statue figurines, whatever you want to call it, from Japan. So it's like they
Really?
would do like a review of it. It's like I don't know if this is appropriate when it's a big booby sort of figurine. It's like, I don't know about
Oh,
that.
for those
Yeah.
kind of figurines. Oh, yeah, well, I don't think I think I'll pass on that kind of content creation. Go ahead.
It's
I
just
mean, I kind of am loving I feel like I've already got the grandma vibes going, to be honest. Like,
there you go.
I like to garden. I mean, I
Mhm.
kind of have a very wholesome sort of thing. I'm always loving to give my opinion whether or not people ask for it. That's classic
Right.
grandma behavior. So, yeah, I mean, it's like I'm already on my way. I feel like at some point I just need to embrace it and be like, "Yeah, I'm an old grandma and you're gonna deal with it."
Right. As
Sorry,
long as
let
you
me
don't
silence my phone. I
you
thought I had it silenced, but I didn't.
you're
Alright.
fine. No, it just as long as it doesn't turn into like one of the that kind of grandma where she's a Jack Daniels on hand, Christmas is very uncomfortable. Um
Oh, I'm actually not even sure what kind of grandma that is, but I know a part of me does aspire to be the kind of grandma that just, like, tells you whatever she
Uh,
wants and does not
yeah,
care if you wanna hear it or not.
that's
So,
right.
a part of me does kinda want, like, the get off my lawn kinda vibe.
There you go.
I kinda wanna do it.
Yeah.
I haven't done it, I kinda wanna do it, I'm not gonna lie, so
Y you'll be the grandma that'll just yell at the kid, and then you'll just throw, like, fruit at them if they don't get off the lawn. Just like, "Get out of here!"
Yeah, I'm really torn between, like, do I wanna be like Betty White everybody loves her and, like, just sweet little Betty White and kinda kooky and kinda losing her mind. That's most likely probably what I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
be more Betty White, but I kind of also really wanna be like the old guys in the Muppets that sit
Oh, yeah.
up in the box and they just, like, roast people. I kinda
Mm.
want that energy too. So
Oh, oh,
maybe kind of a cross between them. Really, I like to do you know did you ever watch The Golden Girls, or do you know The Golden Girls at all? You might be too
I
young.
I've heard of it, yes, I've heard of
Okay.
it.
Well, I grew up The Golden Girls was on TV when I was growing up. I think Dorothy is who I wanna be. Dorothy was a good for anybody in chat who that knows that show.
Mhm.
That's I think what I'm is my role model.
There you
But
go.
anyway, she's like a little sassy,
Yeah,
a
there
little
you go.
kinda sarcastic and sassy. Oh,
So
Sophia. Sophia would be
mhm,
pretty good too, actually.
there you
Yeah.
go. I would think, it's Statler and Waldorf are the 2 Muppets in the box in the Muppet
Yes.
Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, man, is this show done yet? Man,
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
I'm
I'll
about to
just do maybe I'll just watch other streams and just be like that, just, like, roast other streams, and that would be so fun. I
bro,
think I'm gonna do it.
you could rate a stream, you go to someone's you'd be like Simon Cowell, right? Simon Cowell stream.
Yes.
"I really like your work, but I'm really not feeling it. You're a little pitchy, and you need to work on your speaking habits." And you
Yes,
just go to
exactly.
you could
Yeah,
just go
I've been giving off the, Paula Abdul vibes my whole life, and it's like, it's time for my Simon Cowell arc, and I just wanna be rude and roast people and be like, "No, you suck. Like, go rethink your life. Never touch the piano again."
I can just see that now. Welcome to another episode of Desire or Desiree Destroys.
Desiree Destroys. Ooh, I love
Des
it.
Desiree
Desiree the Destroyer.
Desiree Destroys. This time we are now going over a cosplayer's channel where she is trying to make a cosplay and it's not turning out so good. Oh, the glue is everywhere! She needs a moment and she needs to take back what she's doing right there. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Hey, Rob, how's it going? And hello, how are you, Sassy? Sassy, that's always a good name to have. Because if people, if you are sassy, then people are like, man, she's sassy. Like, don't wear it out. Oh man, but no, that's. I mean, that's pretty great. Because I mean, obviously, when you find your thing of what you want to do, you kind of want to do more of it. Especially if it's like, I mean, obviously, teaching lessons and all this stuff, and there are some kids that are more troublemaker than you'd like them to be. Uh, but when you find your thing of like what draws you to continue it, um, pirate cat, what kind of pirate cat you talking about? Um, but yeah, it's just interesting. It's like with doing this, right? Like I didn't start out doing this exactly. I was I actually was making pre-recorded videos because I couldn't stream on Rumble at the time because you had to have 5 people to do so. And then after that, I was streaming to both Rumble and YouTube, and I was, uh, streaming video games, like just playing video games. Um, but after once I hit on like the first person who came on, Zora, I was like, okay, there's something here to chase. And it was sort of sporadic, like maybe once or twice a week or whatever. And then all of a sudden, um, I started doing like, just as an example, like this kind of scheduling, right there. And so that
Mhm.
was like April of last year when I started doing it like that. And other than like some mistakes because of technical stuff or, holidays and whatnot, or family events, it's been pretty much, again, over 300 various guests have been on, creator or not. And it's been interesting getting to talk to all sorts of people, including yourself. Including yourself.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
awesome.
But I mean, yeah, but it's nice to get like, because I mean, again, you are musically gifted, as the kids would say. Um, but a lot of people enjoy watching you, and I think you do like not custom, you do like requests, don't you? Like if they
Mhm.
do, is
Yep.
that like is it just like towards the end of the show? Like how does that work? Is that like where you set
It's
it?
for subs. So
Mhm,
I have a song list that has been built up over the years. It's like over 1,000 songs. I have it organized by different categories, like, Zelda music or movies or 90s or whatever. And
mhm,
so subs can request anything off of there at usually at any time. Occasionally I'll have it closed off where I already have like a set list, but most of the time it's open to subs.
mhm,
And then they can request, if I offer, like, a brand new song that's not on the song list to people
mhm.
who, like, give 2 subs or more, or like a $10 Rumble Rant, or if they do like a gift sub, they can request a song too. They don't have to be a sub, but they can still get a request. So there's like different little methods that I have. And then sometimes I'm just like, whatever, just whatever you want, I'll play. So
Yeah.
I break my own rules all the time because somebody will say a song and I'm like, darn it, they're not a sub, but now I really want to play that song because they mentioned it. And so I'm like, I'll play it for you. So I'm a total pushover, but I try and, like, out of respect for my subs, so they feel
Mm,
like they're getting something for their sub, I try and stick to it.
there you go. Yeah, and
So,
that is kinda difficult, especially as, like, a song you once you hear, it's like, "Wait a second, I know that song, I wanna play it now." Ah.
yeah, yeah. No, it becomes like a craving for me, like, when someone talks about food and then suddenly you crave it, it's the same way with music for me. I like, "Ugh,
Oh.
now I have to hear it."
Well,
So
you are in Florida, though, so what is what is
mhm.
a what is a kind of food item because, you're always able to eat outside or whatever just 'cause being the Florida heat and all. Like, what is a food item that you enjoy getting to have?
Oh, a food item that I enjoy? I don't know, I don't know, lots of stuff. I got some peanut butter pie that's in the, freezer right now that I'm looking forward to having a slice of later that I made.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Ooh.
I do cooking streams too sometimes.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, I like all kinds of food. I'm not a picky eater. I used to be a picky eater growing up, but I'm not a picky eater anymore. I pretty much like all different kinds of foods.
I almost feel like the question would be, what would happen if you combine music with cooking? How would that go?
I would not want food by my piano. I that is like I have if anyone ever put a drink on my piano, I'd go ballistic. Like I don't want any drinks by my piano. So like if I'm drinking, I usually have my water bottle.
Yeah.
But occasionally, I need, like, a Celsius or something like that. It's never on my piano, it's always on the floor, so if it spills, it spills on the floor. So, yeah, I don't think that, anything by my piano wouldn't be good, but actually, I have kinda thought about just today, I had the idea of, like, maybe I can do a cooking stream and have people send in songs they want me to listen to and, like, review while I'm
Mm.
cooking, like, give my thoughts on it, just listening to a song. So, I was just had that idea actually earlier today, which I might do next time I cook.
There
So,
you go.
I
See
do actually always have music playing. I usually put on, like, old 50s or Sinatra's old standards because it's
mm,
like the vibe. I got on my apron, I got my
mm,
old classics. It's like total, knockoff trad wife kind of
yeah.
vibes.
Yeah, definitely grandma's really working its way in there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh, goodness. But no, that's pretty awesome though, because I mean, a lot of I believe, like, there's and Shan says she loves Sinatra. Yeah, a lot of people love Sinatra. But there's a gentleman I've watched on, um I know there's somebody on Rumble as well, but there's a gentleman I watch, his name is Chef PK, and he would make recipes from, um, either an anime he saw or a game or whatever, which is always an interesting thing, right? Like, I think I've seen people try to make, like, the food from Skyrim or something like that. Um, and then
Hmm,
there's the Chef Gruel, I think it is, on
mhm.
Rumble. I haven't stopped by his stuff, but I know he does a pretty good job, cause he runs a place in Florida no, not Florida, California, actually.
I did not know he was on Rumble. I've been following him on Twitter for a long time. So he has
Yeah.
a Rumble channel?
Yeah, it's, I'm let me look it up first, cause
That's cool.
I think it's either Gruel or Mick, uh, Gruel. Nope, I think it is Gruel.
That is so exciting. Yeah, I follow him. I
Uh,
haven't I wanna go to his restaurant so badly. He's always posting stuff and his food looks
here.
amazing.
I mean, here's his channel on Rumble, Cooking with Gruel. It was Gruel, not McGruel. So that's his channel right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So,
good. Okay. Does he
yeah.
do he does, like, videos, I'm guessing. He doesn't do live streams, does he?
No, it's just
Yeah.
plain videos. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's ever done one. I mean, you can
Cool.
yeah, he's done oh, well, he did a live, like, say, 8 months ago, but not anymore,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's just videos. Probably just easier to do videos, but yeah, he's done
Yeah,
them.
sure.
But,
Oh, cool.
but yeah alright, have a good night there, Rob. Uh, back yeah, no, have a good night. Um, you should Desiree's
Oh,
apple peeling
see
skills.
Oh, yeah, I made an apple pie and got really roasted for my terrible apple peeling skills, and so I was on a, mission to learn how to peel apple, and I've actually gotten quite good at it now. I took the roasting and I made myself better, which is what you should do when you get criticized. But anyway, but yeah, actually, I'm, like, amazing at it now. I am the literally the world's best apple peeler.
Ooh, oh,
It's
don't
true.
someone will come out of the darkness and say, "I challenge you."
Great. I welcome the challenge.
Oh, goodness. But no, is it, like, so you can peel it without it breaking the skin?
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, I got good at, like, peeling and keeping it going and going and going, going,
Yeah.
going. I did not peel the entire apple in one go, but I got really close. It was
Oh,
a small apple, but, yeah, basically, I'm still the best, okay?
it's still
We're
yeah.
not going around the details. I'm still the best.
Oh, goodness, yeah, grandma was I can't remember what she was peeling apples for, but she has one of those machines where you just put an apple on this thing or, like, on its side, and then you spindle it, like, have the thing on the outside peel it while it's
Oh,
yeah,
nice. I bet that comes handy. I make apple pie quite a lot. My family loves it.
apple
So that
pie.
would be very yeah, that'd be hey, Planet Shan Shan, I did. I put a little video of the, clip on TikTok,
Ooh,
and I think I put it out on Twitter too. So, yes,
oh,
there
nice.
is evidence.
There's evidence. Now, do you do, like, with the apple pie, do you sort of do, like, that, artsy sort of thing where you do, like, the lattice across, maybe try to do, like, little rows or something like that?
I actually do a crumble topping, which is
Ooh.
just so much yummier.
Oh.
I combined 2 recipes, so the actual pie portion would have
Mm.
the lattice crust on it, but I don't do that, and then I got an apple crumble recipe, and I
Ooh.
use the topping of that, and I combine it with the, pie, so it's actually two recipes that I've kind of that I put
Mm.
together, but man, it is really good. It's terrible for you, but it is really good. So much sugar. So much sugar.
Apple pie with a little vanilla ice cream on top, done.
Mhm.
You're just done for the day.
Yep.
But wow, that is pretty amazing though. I'm not much of a cook in that regard, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna try. But at least I know how to cook for myself, so that's the important part. Oh, goodness. But, like, we talk about, music and stuff, like, one of the songs well, actually, Legend of Zelda, like, one of the songs I like of Legend of Zelda is the Song of Storms,
Uh-huh.
because it just basically loops itself. It
Mhm.
doesn't really get any more than that. I did try to play that once on piano. I don't know how well I did. That's how good it is. Somebody like, "Hey, Italian, how you doing?" Hey, glad to see you. Glad to see you back. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well. Well, I hope you're doing well too. It's nice to see you again. I know you took some time off. Um, I don't know if I'm following an X. I'll have to check. All right, yeah, her link should be in the description down below for all that stuff. So if you can't find her, her link tree is there.
Mhm. Thank
Um,
you.
you're welcome. Well, it's been a funny thing too. Is like when not a whole lot of people, but when I've been on other people's shows to some degree, yeah, Song of Storms is my fave. Um, I have found that it's been a weird thing where a few don't put their guests' links in the description box. Um, because I don't understand it and I don't know why. Usually sometimes it's like It's like a referral link to like StreamYards because I do use StreamYards. But it's always been a weird thing from like if you're gonna invite somebody on, you at least put a way to find them easier there
Mhm.
for people to do instead of just like leaving them hanging out. Like, I don't understand this at all, but be far for me to understand content creators in this sphere of things. Um, oh, and oops, no, not that one. And Italian says, given the follow.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I mean, like, from because when did you start the whole streaming stuff, the content creation stuff?
Well, you wanna hear this do you wanna hear the story of how it all happened?
I am ready for it, sister.
Alright, 'cause it's a li I'll try not to be too long-winded, but,
Fine.
so back in 2015,
Mhm.
I was playing, Destiny, the game Destiny,
Oh, nice.
and, fell in love with one of the songs that plays when you're, stuck in orbit, so, like, while the next screen is loading up.
Mm,
And, really wanted to play it on the piano, so I went to the internet to see if I could find some sheet music, and I could not find it anywhere, so I was like, "You know what? I'll go ahead and listen to it, and I'll take a video of me, I'll put it up on YouTube along with some sheet music in case anybody else is looking for it." Not with the
mm,
idea of starting content creation in the slightest, right?
mhm.
So I did, and it was discovered and posted by someone and posted to the Destiny Reddit,
Oh,
and there it went viral, so much so that, Marty O'Donnell, who was still a composer at the time with Bungie, tweeted it out,
oh,
and everything kinda snowballed from there, and so I was playing, I had a group that was playing Destiny with. They were my clan,
mhm,
and they said, "You know what? You're kinda getting, like, a lot of eyes on you. You should really start streaming the game Destiny." And
mm,
I didn't even know about streaming at that time, live streaming. And
mhm,
so I, checked out some live streams and I was like, "This is super weird, like, people
mhm,
watch you play, like, I don't get it." And then I watched a little bit more and then I was like, "Actually, it's pretty fun. I like this guy see the appeal." And so I started streaming Destiny and, really enjoyed it, and I got, really solidified in the Destiny community and,
mhm.
like, got invited out to events by Bungie and,
Nice.
got to hear music before it was released and all kinds of stuff. So I streamed Destiny for about, 2 years, and then I
Mhm.
switched to around that time, like, the creative side of Twitch was opening up,
Oh,
and
nice.
so, I decided to start streaming live music instead of just streaming the game Destiny, and once I really got into that, then I really just, like, wanted to keep doing it because I was
Mm,
really combining what I really I was doing what I really, really loved,
mm,
and so, yeah, so I've been streaming music since about 2017. So I was on
mm.
Twitch for a long time. I went to Mixer and loved Mixer, and I actually did really well on Mixer. And then, of course, Mixer shut down. Went back to
Yeah.
Twitch. Got I went through a whole cancellation, so that was a fun time. And then after I got canceled, I didn't know whether or not I wanted to keep streaming, but I saw that Kick was doing really well, and that Kick was, a more of a free speech kind of live streaming place. So I decided to go ahead and try out Kick. I have enjoyed my time on Kick, but I thought I'd try out Rumble after Lumpy Potato sold me pretty hard on it over
Mhm.
the summer. Absolutely loved Rumble. Absolutely loved it. It's been s far exceeded my expectations. And so, yeah, so that's kind of the condensed version of my whole origin story.
Right. Oh, well, actually, your origin story started many, many years ago. That's long before
That's
you
true.
yeah. That's a different
But
origin story.
it is pretty wild that it all happened from listening to one Destiny song that I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Like, that is like sometimes I'm like, that changed, like, such a huge trajectory of my life in more in so many ways, and, like,
Yeah.
that is and that like, I don't know, it just kinda blows my mind, like, and I felt so inspired too. Like, I
Yeah.
felt very, very compelled and inspired to go to the piano and work out that music,
Mhm.
and, it's just so wild that if I hadn't done that, like, I wouldn't be sitting here, you know?
Yeah, it's, oh, hey, thank you.
Oh, hey, miss.
Aramis says, dropping by to notify that you have a top tier guest here, sir. Lady Des is spearheading a unique and whimsical entertainment channel on Rumble, and soon be performing upon thousands. Good night. Well,
Aw, that's sweet, Aramis.
well, hold on a second. I've gotta. So whenever someone does a Rumble rant, I'll show. Let's see.
Thank you, Half Pine. I can I just say that I love that you use the word whimsical, Aramis. I love that. I do wanna be whimsical. Thank you.
Whimsical and fantastic. There you go. That's for Aramis right there. And that's what all those little other papers are up on the wall is when someone does that. It will also play into later as well. So
Nice.
keep in mind for that. But thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And Rumble loves you, Des. Oh, look at that. I think Half Pine does. Uh but anyway, but thank you for that. But yeah, it is fascinating that I think at a certain point you may or may not forget those small things, but it does take something small that can lead to something big.
Yeah.
Um, it's very interesting for how in our own lives where we kind of just experience those moments, and you're in the moment and you kind of don't see it for what it is, so you kind of get caught up into it. But when you take a moment to look back, it's like, how did something so small, simply like a song from Destiny on a loading screen, uh, bring me to this point? And obviously there are always those bumps and bruises along the way because nothing's ever a smooth ride, right? Like trying to go through the like trying to go through a Rome town on cobblestone on a bike. It's not pretty.
Mhm.
Something's hurting for sure. And Abyss says whimsical is a good word for Des for sure. There you go.
Abyss has been a mod of mine for many, many years. Like, what year did we decide? I think it was 2018.
Ah,
So,
I bet
mm,
that's 7 years. Goodness sake.
yeah,
Now gonna
helped me
be
out a
on.
lot.
Yeah. Uh, but Forge, Forge is. I mean, I planned my stream around tonight around catching the show. If that don't speak volumes, I don't know what will.
Aw.
Well, you've stopped by beforehand, Forge, so, but I understand. Um, but yeah, all the platforms. Yeah, all the platforms. Well, maybe not all the platforms. It sounded like Twitch kinda gave you the boot, so I don't know.
Twitch didn't give me a boot, so I'll clarify that. They didn't give me a boot, but I felt very attacked from a lot of the streamers that I knew on Twitch. So I kind of
Really?
just didn't want to be there anymore. It was a yeah. So let me know
Okay,
if you want to hear that story because that's an interesting story too.
my only question would be like, of what of what would they attack you about other than maybe success? I'm not even sure about that. But yeah, I mean, like, what was the reason of why they just
My
came after
cancellation?
you? Well, why the other, creators on Twitch just came after you?
Okay, yeah, so I was on it was on X on Twitter,
Okay.
and, it was during COVID, and
Oh,
at
okay.
first I kind of was just saying, like, I feel like I was voicing my opinions, and I feel like people's bodies, they can decide whether or not they wanna have a
Yeah.
vaccine.
Mhm.
And, so people didn't like that. The Bungie is extremely woke. Like, that community is very, very, very leftist and very woke, and so
Right.
it kind of has seeped out into the community as well. So a lot of the top streamers kind of follow suit and are very much that mentality too. And so I
Mhm.
started noticing that I was just kind of that was kind of like a soft cancellation, but what really did it was, I announced that I was gonna be performing at, a convention that I've been
Oh.
involved with for many, many years, and somebody saw that I tweeted it out. Well, actually, they saw that the convention tweeted it out, and they went through who I was following on Twitter and saw that I followed an account that was against transitioning children.
Mhm.
And so they said I must be transphobic and that
Mhm.
basically I shouldn't be allowed and I would be dangerous to have at a convention. Little old
Mhm.
me, dangerous. And so so that's when I lost like the majority of the Destiny community was over that.
Wow.
And and it just kind of there was it was a lot of people that just didn't say anything, but it was people that had
Mhm.
known me for many, many years. And so it was not pleasant. And it's but the whole thing was just ridiculous because, like, I literally could care less about someone's political beliefs when I'm playing music for them. Like, I
Mhm.
could care less, so it
Yeah.
was a very weird experience. So, yeah. So that was kind of it. It was just kinda like all the people that I knew on Twitch, the people who, like, would raid me and I'd raid them and all that sort of stuff were just basically, like, poof up in smoke and, had unfollowed me and, everything on X or whatever, and so I just was like, I just don't wanna be here anymore. This is not the
Yeah.
place for me." And Twitch was already kind of going canceling people and doing weird stuff, so I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm not cool with this environment. I just felt very suffocated. So
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of an interesting and again, you can point to YouTube as well and its issues, but um it's a very fascinating thing where you have just a disagreement about something that I mean, you can for the individuals you could, not listen and keep walking your way and it won't mean very much to you, but it's a very it's sort of like, the react button. It's sort of like a react button's been hit just because you said something that they didn't agree with, and that obviously, defensive mechanism and all that stuff. But
well, the odd thing was is I didn't even say anything. I wasn't even putting anything out there on Twitter. They literally just surmised by who I was following on Twitter, which
yeah,
was crazy because I follow a lot of people that I
yeah,
don't that I don't endorse every single thing they say. I do happen to believe that children should not be transitioned, but
right.
like, but it was odd because I wasn't even like putting out attacking it. I wasn't even saying anything controversial. So
Mhm.
that was just like, but that was at the height of all the craziness and just goes to show you how quick people were to like burn people at stake and call them a
Yeah,
witch. And that's how it was in the Destiny communities. Like if you breathed any kind of little, if you had any whiff that you were
mhm,
not far left,
yeah,
then they wanted to come for you. They didn't want you a part of it. And
mhm,
it was just it was a weird thing because I had thought that I was like a somebody in the community that, I mean, I focus you watch my stream, I'm always about like love, happiness, peace, harmony. Like that's
mhm,
my vibe.
right,
I'm not on the attack or anything. Definitely not then. Nowadays, ever so often somebody will bring up a topic and I might share my opinion a little bit on it. But even then, I'm still I try and be pretty careful and measured with what I say because there is so much nuance to everything,
yeah,
And so there's actually very few things that I feel like I can be very cut and dry with. But
mhm,
anyway, and so it was just it was a really weird experience. It was a very hurtful experience. Like
yeah,
I'm still kind of hurt over all of it, but I also feel like things have kind of turned around and it's all kind of worked out has it I believe as it has how it should have. So, and that's why I'm
mhm,
really glad to be here on Rumble, honestly, because I feel like it's people who are not so quick to judge. So, yeah.
yeah, and that's understandable because obviously coming from that environment and going to something new uh, can either be helpful or maybe a bit transformative just because it's not what you had to deal with. But I'm always of the caution that no matter where you go, you're still dealing with human beings where that can still happen regardless because obviously that's a dark point of what community is because obviously that was a community, the Bungie community or Destiny community, and that's not something that's just to that community, that's to all communities. All communities have that sort of thing where
Mhm.
a bias or whatever, triggering or whatnot, whatever you wanna call that. It's just one of those things where I just I don't say it's for that only one. There's a lot of different parts to different communities where if you say something off, they will they will come after you or they will get defensive about the item which you've spoken against. It can be about a game, like you were talking about, political stuff. That's always it's always a messy ordeal all together or just whatever. It seems as if in that regard, people have lost the ability, like you said, nuance, right? Like instead
Mhm.
of asking a clarifying question or if is this what you mean or do you mean something else, whatever, people assume right off the bat. And this is not in every person, this is sort of like a big chunk of people where this happens. Because again, social media pretty much in all bases, you're dealing with human beings who are or what they are, human beings. No one's perfect. Um, God, when was heavy test? That one doesn't work as well as the other one. Yeah, and I understand that. I mean, it can happen on any platform. No platform is exempt from human tribalism or whatnot. It's just not a possible thing to keep out that impossibility because we're all a bit tribal in one regard, right? Because you have your family, right? You have your immediate family, you have your friends, you have your extended family, and all that stuff. And yeah, we're human beings at the end of the day. But it does suck. It does suck. I have been um, in a situation where, just an example, right? I have had on, I have had on people who were once guests before, only a few of them, but only to find out that they've blocked me on X, and I've had no issue with them as a individual or not. But there's just no conversation like why, right? So there's stuff like that I have to deal with, or like backroom DM stuff, or like it was like there was one time I was inviting someone on, and this other person I wanted to have on as a guest. I saw this person was coming on, and like I can't do there's stuff going on here. I can't be like, all right, I don't know. I'm just inviting a person on. I have nothing to do with this. Yeah. So I've experienced a little taste of that. Not a fan.
Mhm.
Not a fan. But that's why I continue to do this because I get to talk to people like yourself and so many of the others in chat.
Well,
Uh,
there's a lot of good lessons that I learned, and I
yeah,
wouldn't change anything, and one of the things I learned is that, other streamers, I'm very quick to feel like people are my friends because I am a friendly person, and I
yeah,
realize that a lot of people aren't your friends,
yeah.
and that's okay. Like, I don't really care, honestly, anymore. Like, I'm not I think I don't foresee this ever happening to me again because it I got in I put all my eggs are pretty much in that basket, and
Mm,
I should have seen the writing on the wall. I have no problem with people being tribal, but I was not in the right tribe, and that's what I
mm,
discovered. Like, people are gonna be tribal. I mean, well, I shouldn't say I don't have any problem with people being tribal. I mean, that's word's so loaded. So, yeah,
yeah.
clearly it can be problematic, but, like, I
Mhm,
understand that humans are gonna tend to be pretty tribal, and I just realized it just wasn't this it was at a bad time, but it had
mhm,
just gotten too extreme, and I realized, like, I that's why I kind of I ejected myself, but I
mhm.
ejected myself because I knew I wasn't going to be able to flourish there anymore.
Yeah,
And I know I made the right move,
mhm,
but also I'm a lot more guarded than I used to be, and, which is fine. I needed to be more guarded, so,
yeah.
yeah.
I I think if you come across those moments and you're able to get to them, keep your head above water, like treading water, that sort of thing. I think that kind of lends itself to I don't know if it's intuitively or not, but sort of just like being able to pick up people's falsity. That's a word.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's sort of like you hear them speak, but then you're really picking on something that's a little different. It's not a key of D, it's a key of A, basically. And sort of like it's two different sounds. Um, but I just feel like those, like you said, it's like a lesson to learn from, and also basis for yourself of that intuition or instinct, whichever one you want to call it. Um, yeah, because it's the really weird thing with this social media content creator sphere, that sort of stuff. It's just there's not enough time in the day, and you enjoy what you're doing, and just a waste. It's just a waste to hold on to that.
Mhm.
Uh, did she comes home? No, I don't know. Hey, Pyro. Let's see. Motivation of tribalism is to alleviate fear of the perceived others. Well, yeah, it's like good and evil. Well, good and evil is not black and white because there's a lot of gray areas where we can try to separate into black and white, but it doesn't work out very well. Um, but yeah, it's just been an interesting thing from at least from my end too, in learning about the dynamics of I don't I don't wanna sound like an anthropologist, of of human interaction.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love thinking about and dissecting humans, and they're weird. But one thing I have also learned over the years of streaming is that I
Mm.
don't really I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to I don't pay attention to any drama anymore. I don't
Right.
care. I
Yeah.
don't care if someone's got beef with somebody else. I just
Mm.
don't get involved. I also realize like I just focus on producing the best content I can and
Mm.
don't don't hope or expect help from others, which I think
Yeah.
like that a lot of people get very dependent on like, oh, I want the raids and da da da, I want the
Yeah.
retweets and blah 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 blah. It's great when it comes, but like I don't really think there's a lot of I think that's not really energy well spent
Yeah.
to to focus so much on networking, so much on that.
Mhm.
Um, so because that's where you're kind of fallible if you are dependent on other streamers, and that was what had I felt like had kind of happened to me. Not that I hadn't been working on my content, but
Right.
I just think that like now I just don't I just don't get involved in anything.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of just don't care. Like I just
Yeah.
really don't care. Like I don't know, just kinda getting older, I'm like and I
Yeah.
don't care. If someone's got
Yeah.
a beef with this person, like, they can hash it out, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, and
anyway.
yeah, no, and that makes sense. It's a smart move because I mean, at a certain point, like you're I've always put it this way: is like there's not a whole lot of time to be dealing with crap that doesn't make sense to deal with because you're not really guaranteed tomorrow on this world, and why would you waste it on useless stuff when you can like sharing your music and showing your talent and maybe someone come across you and you inspire someone to want to play piano or while you're still teaching you come across someone who wants to learn piano and you become that person that gives them that push to go to that distance. There's a lot of joy and goodness in that regard, but just the drama alone that seems to be a purveyor in pretty much all of social media. It doesn't make sense because it's almost it's a poison unto itself. It really
Mhm,
is. And a lot of people either drink it by accident or they drink it on purpose without ever realizing that no poison, no matter how much you drink it, is going to help you in any way. That's the lesson to learn. That's the lesson to learn, children. So welcome, welcome to Sesame Street. With her, we start with the letter L for lesson. We start doing Elmo at this point.
mhm.
Drama sells better. Well, yeah, yes, that I understand because the algorithmic stuff. But like, if you enjoy what you do, like you enjoy your musical part, and I enjoy my conversational part, then everything beyond that point is negligible. I mean, other than family, of course. We don't not to that extent, but everything in the social the content creator sphere is measurable because you have this gift and you use it well, you play it well. People come to you because they enjoy hearing you, and that is the amazement, the wonderment of it. That's all that matters in that world because you can do it. Well, I don't know if you can do it blindfolded. That would be interesting, but I'm not gonna ask. Um,
I have played songs blindfolded.
what?
Um,
Oh,
yeah, it's not as impressive as it sounds,
oh, come
but
on. It is it's to me because I can't play a piano.
it's just I've just been doing it for so long, and just my fingers just know where to go, that's all.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, the other day I tweeted out that I don't like to rage bait, I like to beauty bait, and I was like,
yeah,
I was kinda proud of that little I thought that was kinda clever, but I was like, "But that is kinda what I like to do." I like to put out and highlight just, like, beautiful things,
yeah,
beautiful music, and that's why, like, my grand piano is so beautiful, that's why I'm always, like, dressing in, like, dressing up to try and, like, match how pretty the piano is, or
oh,
attempt to
right,
have pretty backgrounds, like, I just feel like there's just so much crap in the world right now that
mhm,
I do wanna put out something good, and I
yeah,
know, I am very well aware that it's not gonna get as much of attention as
yeah,
if I was being, rage baiting and just talking about drama or, doing the typical e-girl stuff. Like
mhm.
I'm very well aware, but I also that's not what I wanna do. So it's like, well, this is my path, and I'm gonna go on it and see what comes.
Yeah,
And hopefully I'll find an audience and people will enjoy it. And I am finding an audience. So it's all gonna be good.
that's the I that's I feel like that is the most important part when doing this because I'm in that same boat too, where I when I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, because it's just like, when you go to a stream and some person in the chat's like, "Hey, content creator person, how do I get started?" And tell them, "Oh, get a microphone, and camera and just start from there," which I kinda did. I already had a microphone, like a little ball microphone and all that. Now I have, like, a big honking one, but not that big. But from my end of things, so when that sort of stuff happened, like when people asked and the creator would tell them, I've sort of changed it. Like, what's your reason why you do this? Because I think content creation as a whole is a oversaturated field of just people doing a whole lot of stuff. Bushcraft, music, whether it be because I've seen a guy who plays drums along with a song. I've seen DIY. I've seen cooking. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there where there's already maybe 1,000 people already doing the same sort of thing, and you're just trying to find a niche of the niche of a niche of a niche of a niche. So at that point, it's like, why not just enjoy what you're doing? It's so much easier that way. I feel like, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
Well, I think the audience can tell when you're enjoying it and when you're not
Mhm.
enjoying it too. Like even time there's times where I don't feel like streaming and I start off and I feel like my energy is not good. But a lot of
Mhm.
times actually they snap me out of it and then I'm
Mhm.
like I'm actually am in a good mood. But
Yeah.
there have been times where I'm just having I just know like I cannot stream and I don't because I just
Yeah.
feel like I'm here to put out some good energy and I don't want that be picked up on that I'm like feeling obligated so that's kind of always been my attitude towards streaming. I know there's lots of different methods to streaming and
Yeah.
you got to find what works for you. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people are very regimented and they'll they just about output and do it, but for me I know that I have to really wanna do it because I feel like
Yeah.
I'm kind of having to go into my feels so much to be able to perform music, and
Mhm.
I have to kinda be in the right headspace for that, and I haven't really had I haven't really had burnout experience.
Mm.
When I do, it's really, really short-lived, and I think that is because when I need to take a break, I take my break. If I know
Yeah.
I can't stream that day, I don't stream. But then, like, that's not everyone's method either,
Yeah.
and I'm also understand that, like, that's me, but
Mhm.
other people have their own methods too, so that's fine, but I
Yeah.
think you have to kinda just be honest with yourself and figure out
Yeah.
what works if you wanna do it.
Yeah.
And
It's
also don't quit your day job.
yeah. That was the part I was gonna
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I have not quit my day job. I have scaled back on my day job.
Yeah.
I have been able to scale back, and I'm grateful for that, but I have not quit entirely, and that's
Yeah.
because streaming's very up and down, and
Oh, yeah.
it can really mess with your mind that way, and
Mhm.
you can be, like, having a month where you feel like you're, like, consistent, and you're putting out so much good stuff, and you can hardly earn anything, and then you could have one random day where somebody comes and just drops a ton of subs, and
Yeah.
so it's like it's so up or down,
Yeah.
and you have to kind of learn how to ride those waves, which is
Yeah.
it's still hard for me. It's still
Oh, yeah.
hard for me. I've gotten a lot better about it, but it's still like if I have a stream where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I earned like $5 for in like 4 hours, like what am I doing?" But like I had a good time and I'm like, "Okay, that's not representative of anything." And I have to
Yeah.
kind of tuck myself down from it. So but not everybody can do that, and it's
Yeah.
not for everybody, and, like, that's okay too, and that's why it should probably just be a hobby for a lot of people,
Yeah.
and and that's fine. But,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I have a lot of thoughts on streaming because 'cause I've been doing it for a while and picked up a lot of things here and there, and I've experienced a lot here and there, so it can get
Oh, you're fine. That's what this is all about, talking about that sort of stuff. But, before we go any further, it is the top of the hour, and so what
Mhm,
happens is that, while I know there's some content creators that kinda do, like, if they have a guest on, whatever, they, like, do the either beginning of the show or, at the end of the show, um, or I've seen few do like sporadically throughout. But what I do is at the top of the hour is I set aside some time for me and my guests to promote our things, right? Wherever you're at, or if I have a guest who doesn't create content, they just say a few words or whatever. But
Mhm.
regardless, I do have your link tree. So if you want to promote where you're at, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm right here on Rumble. Lady Desiree Music. Here, I'll type something in the chat real fast too. I thought
Mhm,
I had the chat open. Where'd it go? Um, and Lady Desiree Music.
mhm,
Oh, I guess I don't have it open anymore. Okay, well, anyway, and I'm Lady Desiree on Kick, and on X I'm Lady Desiree, and then on TikTok I'm Lady Desiree 00,
mhm.
Instagram Lady Desiree 00, and somebody took Lady Desiree, darn it, and I think that's it. I think that's all the places that I'm at. So
What
I stream
and TikTok. You did mention TikTok.
yeah, but I mean, I don't do a whole lot of TikTok, but yeah, I'm on TikTok too. So, I and oh, and YouTube. Lady, what am I on YouTube? I'm,
I think it's this the Lady Desire piano one or
the
music,
the
something
lady,
like that.
yeah, Lady Desiree Music, or I've forgotten. Actually, I changed that, so I'm like, okay, I'm actually drawing a blank on which one it is, but just look up Lady Desiree, you'll find it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I live stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and sometimes on
Mhm.
the weekend.
Nice.
Usually on Monday and Wednesday mornings,
Mhm,
and then sometimes also on Monday afternoons, and then on I'm sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, and then Monday, Thursday, Friday afternoons.
mhm.
So, yeah, and I'm in Eastern time. So usually, like, especially if you're on West Coast, as soon as you wake up, turn on my channel and I'll probably be on. There's not a lot of people on in the morning, so
True.
it's a good way to start the morning with some music.
I'm just playing that da 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 da. I don't know the name of the song, but something like that. But yeah, so again, all her links are in the link tree that's up there on both the Rumble side and YouTube side because I do stream to both ends. So if you want to know where else she has a long list of places in there. Like you can just stay there all day and just like, oh, she's here. Oh, no, she's here. Oh, she's here. Oh, and she's so, but it will be on both the Rumble side and YouTube side. So if you want to see where else she's at, you can go in that link tree. And for uh, yes, Lady Desiree Music on YouTube. That's right, Lady Desiree Music on YouTube. There you go. But for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, doesn't matter which side you're on. Ooh, there we go. If you wouldn't mind, there we go. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment, follow, anything that helps the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators want to be. Like I've not come across a content creator yet who doesn't want to be seen, which is a bit weird in this. Is like if they don't want to be seen, then you're in the wrong you're in the wrong business. But it also helps in having other people on, like Lady Desiree, like Shan Chan, like Alaska Man Jeff. Again, over 300 various guests I've had on people who are creators and who aren't creators. Because again, I come to prove to show that you can have a conversation with just about anyone, except bad actors. Except bad actors. Not a fan of bad actors, so there is that. But any help with the engagement factor on either end, because yes, I do stream to Rumble and I do stream to YouTube. So there's that. And thank you so much for that. Um oh, and Chan Chan says she'll follow you on IG. There you go,
Thank you.
all that stuff. Um, but uh, but for where else to find me, you can here's my link tree. You can go there. You'll find my Twitter X is in there. I have an email in there for contact. I also am on Discord as well, but it's mostly just for DMing. I don't have a server, and I'm not interested in doing so because I've heard enough horror stories, and I only have so much mental bandwidth to spare. So not gonna happen. But if you need a contact, I do try to keep as many open areas as I can for contact because some people don't even have Discord or X, and sometimes it's email. So there's that. Um, and it will hold them Persians at This is Sparta. I know. He's talking about the movie 300. That's funny.
I have
But
not seen it, but I gathered.
hey, hey,
I'm
look,
sure it was a great joke. Sorry, it was right over my head, Alaska.
it's all right. Hey, but some people say, oh, what is his name? He Gerard Butler. Some say Gerard Butler looks too good, and I say I can't disagree with you on that. But regardless, regardless, all my links are there. Even my Rumble and YouTube links are in the tune. Of course, I do have a few other things that I promote just because it's not that many. I know some people sell merch, or whatever. I don't sell anything. I just promote. Um, but for this, I am part of Rumble's creator program, but I only do enough to stay in it, not earn money. Uh, just it's a long story, but we'll get into another time. But I am in um, Proton's partner program, which, if you don't know, Proton Mail, Proton VPN, all that sort of stuff. They are very high in the privacy scale. Again, nothing on the internet is 100%, neither security or privacy. So don't think that this is a sell for 100%. But I use Proton on a daily basis. And this is a link to their like Proton Unlimited plan, which is like encompassing all the stuff they offer, like Proton VPN, Proton Pass, Proton Mail, and Proton Drive, which are different areas of work. Like a Proton Drive is there, so like it's not exactly like Google Drive, but your files are your files, so it's not being used for AI training, whatever. Proton VPN, which is self-explanatory at this point. Proton Mail is a mail service, but it does a lot of different things. One of them being uh, a you could use an alias email for things. That it's in the Proton Pass, but regardless, there's a lot of stuff there. You can go to that link and check it out for yourself. And if you don't get it, that's fine. Again, I just promote it for the benefit for all, not for benefit of self. Because I can make money off it, but it's not about that. I'm just trying to promote that privacy stuff. So you can go check that out. And no, yes, Proton is Swedish. Yeah, they are in Sweden. But the other thing, the last thing I do is there is this husband and wife who own a company in Texas, and it is called USA Biltong. And so what happens is that they came into my chat once. Don't know where they came from. They just came in. Really nice people, actually. And you can go to their website, and they sell something called Biltong. Now, Biltong is a it's not beef jerky, but it's like air dried meat with spices on it. Not spicy spices, but actually, you know what? Let me bring it up because sometimes a visual is much helpful in understanding. So let's see. Um, there we go. So that's what biltong looks like right there. It's like a protein meat snack. It's a South African tradition. Um, but the husband and wife who run the business, they sent me some to try. Never asked for anything. I just, just because they said, and it was really good. And I bought some myself. But they also let me do a code thing too, which I never even asked for either. Like, what is this again? Just one of those things that surprised me. So if you do buy from there, you can use code DAR to save you 10% on like the wholesale. Which, for those who don't know, it's 10% on the whole. No, when you put all your stuff in a cart, all the stuff in the cart is what I mean. So there is that. But no, they're really nice people. I've gotten to talk to the missus once. It was trying to correct like a address, but she's a really nice lady. So they're really nice people, and it is a family sort of thing. So if you are interested in checking out more, the link is there. If not, that's okay too. I don't know if I earn anything from it. That's how much I know. Hey Neuro, what up? All right, hold on. All right, gotta write Neuro down. He's able to do his thing. Hold on, Neuro. Okay, but that's the end of it right there. Let's see, and there you go, Neuro. Right there. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't. Beyond those two, I really don't do like merch store stuff or whatever. It's just not in me to do that kind of thing. I just promote those stuff for the benefit of and the kindness from the people who work at doing the Bill Talk stuff. So there's that. Um, but I mean, for like you, because you were talked about earlier about streaming and all this, your lessons learned. Like, how do you feel about stuff like merch stores and selling things and all the like?
I mean, I have if people wanna do it, then do it.
Mm.
I don't
No.
really I mean, as far as for me, I did have a merch store when I was on Twitch, and I would sell merch. I haven't really reopened it. Well, actually, I think I still have something on Streamlabs, but I don't
Mm,
really push it only
mm,
because I haven't had the time to kind of invest back into it, but I'd love to. I have a couple of things I think that, that would work well, but
mm.
uh, yeah, I mean, I have no problem when people wanna do merch stores if they feel so inclined and people wanna buy their, sweatshirts with their logo on it, then awesome. I mean, no, America, capitalism, it's great.
This summer, welcome Lady Desiree and her hoodie of playing a piano. If you press the button, you will hear her play one of her songs or mess up, one of the two. Now,
Yeah, mhm.
oh no, I was just about to say, Shan Chin had a question about the Wii thing with side scrollers.
Oh, so with side scrollers, I met Craig, shortly after I had gotten canceled. Nick
Oh.
Merckx, was going through his thing where he said, "Leave the kids alone."
Mm,
And I had not said anything on Twitter after, my whole debacle. I had kind of been laying low, but once that happened, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and address just kind of all the chaos that's happening right now in the gaming
mm,
world." And so I put out a tweet sort of, right after that had happened with Nick Merckx, and Craig saw it and really liked it and contacted me and asked if I wanted to be on his show, and I told him, I was like, "Well, I'd be happy to be on your show, but just so you know, I would just went through cancellation, so I don't wanna bring any, like, unnecessary heat to y'all." And he's like, actually, I think you're perfect for this show, because I didn't
mm.
realize that his show was, that they kind of just highlighted all the craziness in the gaming world.
Oh yeah.
So I came on and, that was actually the first time I publicly talked about it and, really just loved the side scrollers community and became kind of a recurring guest. And then, Craig reached out to me and asked if I could help with, some live events.
Mm,
And so I've been doing, acting as, event manager, for the live events that we've had since June or since
mm.
the summer. And,
Nice.
yeah, so that's how I got involved, and now I adore that crowd. They're great. I'm feel very, very fortunate that I Craig stumbled again. It's one of those moments where I'm like, I'm so glad that I happened to write that tweet because the side scrollers community has been a huge part of my building my stream back up. It's been really helpful, and they're great. And they're great people, and they're great people to work with. So I'm really, really,
Yeah.
really fortunate.
Yeah, I did catch some of the subathon, and that was crazy for how many hours was it? The whole week? It's like 100
Yeah.
and some hours or something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, more than 100 hours, so or actually, let's see, yeah, it was about 5 days, so whatever that works out to. Yeah, I guess over 120 hours, I think. But yeah,
Carries Oh, go ahead.
it was fun. It was a lot of planning. It was a lot we planned that for a long time,
Oh,
and a
really?
lot of work went into it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. I'm a little guy. And don't worry, you're not a little guy. I handle this big stuff. And I've always had little or big people. It doesn't matter. A whole week. A whole week. Well, okay, not a whole week. Weekdays. All right. It wasn't. They didn't do Sunday or Saturday. They just did Monday through Friday. So it's not a whole week. All right. It's just like with regular work where they tell you like they give you 2 weeks off, but it's basically just like it's basically just 5 days.
Yeah, the live stream was 5 days, yeah. We
Yeah.
were there for longer than that. We were there for about a week, but yeah, it was a good time. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So Jeff is saying side schoolers needs to change their stream to accommodate the West Coast better. You know what, Jeff? Just wake up earlier. Oh, Jeff, I know you're like 4 hours behind me, Jeff. It's not even 5 o'clock for you yet, okay? Come on. Come on, man. Calm it down. Uh, Even yeah. No, that is pretty amazing that you just happen to come across. So, but, uh but yeah, that was an interesting time, and then getting to see you be a part of that, and of course, I know you recently did, I believe it was the Wii thing with, like, Megamoo and, Maleke, who I've had on as well. She's very she can be lovely, but she is, what's a good word to put it? She is very, independent of thought, if that's about as best as I can describe her.
Oh, I love her mind. I think it's great. Yeah, I had great discussions with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great group, and I love Meg too. So every time we've had one of these events with everyone's been great. I've enjoyed every single guest. Craig does a really good job of well, we all kind of like give some input too as to who to have at events, but he is very good at finding personalities that will work well together. And so
Mhm.
we've had just really good group of chill, non-drama, just awesome, hilarious. Everyone is so funny. That's actually I get insecure when I'm around everybody because I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone is so funny. I feel like not funny at all because everyone is
Yeah.
just so hilarious and witty. And so and I'm not really insecure, but it's just I just they're a great group. They're a really,
Yeah.
really good group, and, yeah, can't say enough good things.
Yeah. Well, it kinda goes with hand in hand that he used to do Screw Attack, which was a show way back in the day. It
Mhm.
was like, I think it was I don't know if it was at the same time of G4 or predating G4. That shows you how old I am. But I mean, when you build up that enough experience over time, I would figure that you would have the ability to kind of perceive personality and see where the pieces
Oh, yeah,
work.
he's got a great business mind. It's
Yeah.
very impressive to kinda hear him at work. He knows what he's doing, and he's set on building something big, and he is. We're on our way, and it's kind of a team effort, so, it's I'm like I said, I'm just glad to kinda be along for the ride.
I and Alaska Man Jeff says, "Tell Craig he needs to grow out a beard. I think it would look epic on him."
I can't imagine it. I bet he would look good with the beard too. I can imagine it.
You know what
I
you
can
should
imagine it.
you should tell him to wear, like, a fake beard and see how that works, and if it works, then he should just grow actual beard. It's like, "Wow, I didn't notice the difference." Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh, that'd be weird to see him with a beard, but yeah.
That's pretty cool. But no, I think that's pretty awesome that, you are able to collaborate with someone who's very oriented. I don't want to say oriented, but oriented in that sort of thing because obviously it is a sort of a business when you get to that point of like content creation and stuff. If people go down that route, because I don't, I don't know where this path will lead. I just know that it calls to me and that it
Mhm.
says keep going. Eventually something will be there, but it's just not right now. And I mean, I don't know for you, it's like, do you continue, like, I know you said it something similar before, but do you continue to feel that calling to keep doing streaming, to keep
Oh, yeah.
having yeah.
100%, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, down days or you get discouraged or whatever, and I don't stay down very long. I honestly
Mhm.
hate I don't like feeling upset, so I kind of have a lot of, like, little mechanisms in place to kinda pull me out of
Yeah.
a bad kind of headspace, and so I don't stay down very long, but I'll
Yeah.
definitely have my little times where I'm like, "What am I doing? Woe is me," you know? Usually coincides with a certain time of month, just saying.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
But,
alright, alright.
it's true, listen, girls in chat know it's tough sometimes fighting those hormones,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I definitely feel at the end of the day, I keep doing it because I love to do it, and I do
Mhm.
feel like it's something that I'm meant to do and,
Yeah.
that I'm supposed to do, and so I continue to do it, you know?
Yeah. No, it's that it, when it. I think the easiest way to describe it is when it makes sense and it works, and the bad times don't bother you as much because there will be bad times. There's always going to be bad times, whether it be on the screen or off. When it doesn't bother you as much, that's when it's just that thing that keeps being what it is. Because like I don't know where to go. Like it's so I imagine you're probably much older than me, so I'm not gonna try to out you
Oh,
on
thank
age.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Look, I'm 37. Okay, let's just put I'm 37.
Well, not
All
that
right.
much older than you, jeez.
Oh
Oh my
well,
gosh, how old did you think I was? Let
I
me answer
well
that actually.
I was well technically I was gonna say 25, but I'm wrong. But no, the point. But the point of the matter is though is that um it's just I I was a person of sorts who didn't really you have family members who, go to college and like, oh, we found our thing or they find a place, whatever. I was sort of that person. I was like not wanting to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to find where to go. Right. Well, I'm younger than Dara. Well, okay, Jeff, don't try to throw it out. Don't try to shove it in my face. All right. Uh, but it's sort of the thing like as an adult, right? Your parents give you as much advice if you like, but you are ultimately the only person who's going to be able to find your way in this world, and that's not an easy thing to do. It's almost on par with terrifying, to be honest. The point of the matter though is that when you find that thing that calls you back, it keeps telling you to keep going, and brings you through the hard times, even when you are not sure of the path ahead. That is just something you don't want to ignore, at least from my experience, because I there are there are times at the beginning of the month. So here's how I work with setting up people. So towards the end of the a month, like maybe 2 weeks before the month ends, I go around and I start DMing people, like telling a bit about my show and then inviting them out, just like the invitation you got, sort of similar to that. Sometimes I hear something, sometimes I don't. Well, since X screwed up the chat, whatever stuff, that kind of doesn't help. But that's why you make public posts. Point of the matter is that um, I go out there, I make DMs, and if someone answers, great. If not, then that's fine. There's always someone else. It's not an easy thing when you put yourself out there and you want to invite someone on, they're like, "Oh, I can't do it," or whatever. But it's always such a joyous thing when you get someone to say yes, and then you're working on the details of what the day it is, right? Like again, to our process that we did. The point of the matter is, though, is that it's so abundantly clear that there are so many people to talk to about whatever, and when that abundance of people, whether they be a creator or not, and I don't discriminate because creator stuff I get, but I've built my stuff on the risk, and so that helps with being like what's the word, not resistant, I guess resistant, like resistant to in case something really bad happens. Um, but like for you music, I can't imagine like just the joy of being able to play a song you like, or someone tells you in your chat, um, the joy it brings to them. I can't imagine how that feels for you, especially since you've been doing piano playing for quite a long time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I love, and I always title my streams piano and convo because I definitely do a lot of talking between songs too.
Mm,
I've got a great group, a great community. I love to hear like their insights. I love
mm,
that. I love to talk about life and talk about a song and like, oh, what do these lyrics mean, or just random stuff, So I just love the conversational part. Like it's not really, yeah, it is cool when people say they enjoy the stream, but honestly, I love streaming. It's a selfish thing. Like I love it. I love to be able to talk about songs that I like and be able to get excited about it with other people. I like to be able to have conversations with I love talking to people. I'm an extrovert. But I don't like to talk to just anybody. I
Mm,
like to talk to people who are good thinkers and have good minds, and honestly, my community is pretty awesome. They are hilarious, they've got great insight, and I just enjoy it. So,
mm.
I mean, yeah, I do love that I am, like, that people will tell me they appreciate the stream, but I just love personally, I love doing it.
Mhm.
You know, I don't normally ever really wanna stop the stream. I usually stop the stream because I have to stop the stream. Like, I have
Right.
to go, like, pick somebody up from school, or I have a piano student coming, or, sometimes I gotta eat, or
Yeah.
whatever, but I don't ever really I'm never really wanting to stop. It's
Mhm.
pretty rare that I actually want to stop the stream. I do love doing it.
Mhm.
So, the hard part for me sometimes is just getting going because it's like it's an ordeal because I gotta, like, do my I'm a girl, so I gotta put my makeup on, do my hair, like, pick out the dress, and sometimes I'm like, "Ugh, I don't feel like getting ready." So, sometimes I can be lazy. My laziness will make me like, "I don't wanna get up," but then once I get going, I'm fine. So, um, so yeah, it's a really it is it feels very much like a charmed life that I get to do this. I
Yeah.
do love it, and that I get to, earn income from it,
Yeah.
because that's the hardest thing for me sometimes is because it does take away time from streaming or from teaching that I
Yeah.
feel like I have to earn a certain amount to feel, like, justified to do it during the day.
Mhm.
Because then I just feel guilty because 'cause I'm like, "Well, okay, I need to be I need to make sure I'm doing my part and bringing in whatever I need to bring in and that sort of thing."
Mhm.
And so, so that's the only part that ever gives me a little bit of anxiety if, I feel like it's kind of a low month or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just my own guilt that I put on myself, and it doesn't come from anybody else. It's just purely me, but, that's, like, I would say that's the only part of streaming that can be hard is when it's like that, but like I said, for the most part, I've had a great time on Rumble, and so it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What would you say has been what would you say has been the most valuable lesson you've learned in doing this? Um, regardless of, like, how to set up a stream or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, the biggest, like, good little nugget of wisdom to pass along? Phew, I think probably, um, I would say to try and be as authentic as you can
Mhm.
on your stream. Now, there are people who, like, will do a persona, so obviously that doesn't apply to them,
Right.
like, if they're doing a special bit. That's obvious that they're doing a bit, but if you are I think that at the end of the day, you really and that's where I feel like I kind of I didn't mess up really
Mhm.
before because I don't really talk a whole lot about politics, but I think that, now my audience knows enough about me that I drop things here and there to where I don't feel like there's gonna be some bombshell at some point where people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I never knew her. I can't believe
Right.
this." Like, no, I'm pretty true to who I am for the most part. I mean, I definitely can sometimes, like, play up I have a very dry sense of humor, so sometimes
Right.
I say stuff and people don't might not realize I'm joking. My regulars know I'm joking, but I can sometimes, like, be very sarcastic,
Yeah.
and, so that could maybe be confusing to somebody who just stumbled in, but for the most part, I'm pretty what you see is what you get. Like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty close to how I am in real life, and to me, that is comforting, because I feel like I'm not at risk of alienating. Whoever keeps coming as a regular is gonna, appreciate my content. I don't have to worry about adjusting and, you know,
Yeah.
changing myself to gain favor of the audience. That's too much pressure for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When when you're it's sort of when you're free to do what you will, like, as an example for my end, like, I have a full-time job, so I don't, rely on this for any financial means other than the niceties of it. But with that regard, I am free to not have to play to what's the best way to describe it? I'm free not to have to play to get a paycheck, if that makes sense. Like, I already get a paycheck. This is bonus. But to be able to be in that expressive state of, enjoyment and the authenticity and all this stuff. And his Shantia says she performs, but she doesn't act. There you go. That's a pretty way to put it. Yeah, sort of like that. But I mean, even for me, like even if I were to take off the hat and glasses, I'd still be the same. I just do that because the funny story with the hat is that I was at a mall where they have a place where you can go and you can get custom hats, right? You can buy already made hats like sports hats or whatever. People like the New York Dodgers, whatever. Somebody's gonna buy some type of hat like that. But you can also buy a custom hat where you can put like whatever on it. And so it was like I just had the weird thought of like, why don't I do that? Because obviously, um, I can't remember. I can't remember if it was because of I didn't want like if people stole my stuff, they'd cover like the watermark, or there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he had wrote a book about how he had like one of those name tags on him. And he made the whole book about it, but eventually he tattooed the name tag thing on him, and it was just his thing that, he became well known for and all that stuff, so it's like people would see his name. I can't remember exactly what was in the book, but I just remember that could be part of it as well, but, um, I just wanted something there 'cause, 1, I like the color red, so there you go, and just because I also made the name too. So it's not like some thing that was like you go to a website where um you have to make something and add numbers to it and all this stuff. No, this is like there are no numbers added to this. Like Demos here, YouTube, all this stuff. Um TikTok I kind of messed up on, but that's it. It's a different story for a different time. Um, but it's just I did that, and then the glasses sort of became like after a while it just became like a hospitality factor just because I and this is just my perspective, but I feel like you see a content creator and obviously they're looking at their screen, but their camera's up here and all that stuff, but sometimes they're just looking all over the place because they're looking at chat, looking at all this stuff, and for me it just I didn't want, yeah.
Yes.
not not point to you, um
Case
but
in point, me, who's not looking at the camera right now. Yeah.
oh my gosh. It would just look weird. It's like you look at the camera, it's like, I don't know what he said or what he's looking like. But it was sort of the thing, like, I didn't want people to, like, look at me darting my eyes and like, well, maybe he's not paying attention to me or whatever. So that's why I wear it is because sort of a hospitality factor, because I'm still listening to you, sure, but stuff's gonna pop up in chat or whatever. And so I take care of that. But you are just looking at where you're just looking at where my you're just looking at where my
Okay,
face is
I will
at.
stare at the camera for the rest of the stream just to make you happy.
No, I
Um,
did I
well,
didn't mean
and
it like that.
it's fine, it's fine. And, and I I mean, I wear an evening gown,
Oh,
or
yeah.
a fancy dress almost every stream. I don't go out in public wearing evening gowns, so I don't really necessarily mean, like, obviously, like, kinda what you wear and that sort of thing, but just kinda, like, your thoughts, I don't say stuff just to go along with what's popular,
Mhm,
or whatever. I just don't. When someone's asked my opinion on something, I really do try to give, really try and give an honest answer. And that might not matter for a lot of streams, I guess, depending on what the streams are
yeah,
about. But for me, I just have felt like I want to be really true to myself, because
mhm.
it would be too much work to try and, like, keep up a persona. But,
Oh, yeah.
again, there's streams that, like, thrive doing that, so it's whatever. But for me, if you're not gonna be a persona and you're trying to be yourself,
Mm,
really just try and be yourself, and you'll cultivate the kinda audience that is going to actually like you,
mhm,
And it might not be a big audience. Maybe you're not that likable, I don't know, but, like, at least you know it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I guess there's a lot of different reasons to stream, and that is
yeah,
the truth of it. Some people just want to stream just to earn money, and there's a
mhm.
lot of girls that are willing to do all kinds of things just to earn money, as we all know. And, I guess that's their prerogative if they wanna do that.
Yeah,
That's, whatever. But, like, if you are trying to actually put out quality content. I think you should put out quality content and try and be as authentic as possible.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
that's the advice I would give to anybody that's in that boat. Obviously,
Mhm.
that advice will not apply to people who are not seeking to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd be
but
like, "Well, we're looking at you, Amaranth." But I'll name
yeah,
drop. I'll name drop.
Amaranth, that's right. Oh, I know plenty girls that could fit under that category, and yeah. Anyway,
I've
e-girl subject is a whole other. That's a subject for another day for sure.
Yeah, hey, see you later, JP, have a good one.
Mm.
No, I remember, like, look, it's look, Twitch just has a space for them, and and they take advantage of it. It's look, whether it be Amaranth or someone else. I mean, you don't even have to do that. You could be like someone like Pokimane and do that sort of thing. But I just remember the one day they allowed it had something to do with the VTubers and their avatars were allowed to go topless for a bit. It was like 24 hours, and everything went straight to hell in a handbasket. It was it was like 24 hours of just like, wow.
Grief.
So this
Well,
is
the
what
Twitch had had the time where they had like the nudity too.
yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about. This is like
Oh, you said it was on Twitch. I thought you said YouTube.
no, it's Switch. Yo,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
No,
find it on YouTube pretty if you look
yeah,
it
no,
up.
I remember when it happened on Twitch. Ironically, there was a pianist who was really rude to me actually. She was she anyway, I won't get into it, but
Right, right,
she's a pretty big pianist
right.
and she started off stream. And you know what's sad when you stream for a long time, you see
Yeah,
people start, and this is what I mean. This kind of goes what I was saying. You see people start one way, you
yeah.
see their normal selves, and you just see them deteriorate over time and
Mhm.
become something else. And it happens a lot with girls. I can't tell you how many normal girls I knew at first who completely became e-girls after a couple
Yeah,
of years. But, like, this one pianist, like, I remember when she first started, she would only perform in overalls because she was told me, she's like, "I actually don't wanna put out sexuality. I wanna be, like, very, like, yeah, okay, this is not what it's about." And,
yeah.
like, eventually, she was doing ended up doing the topless thing and, like, playing the piano nude and stuff on the OnlyFans, and
Wow.
yeah,
It's
she's also I just also just don't like her also because she's for other reasons. So I normally I won't even say her name because I don't really want to come
yeah,
after somebody.
yeah,
But also it's like even if had gone down that route, I wouldn't bring that up. Except side note, I really don't like her as a human being too. So that's why I am bringing her up as an example. So anyway, which is not very nice. I'm sorry, y'all.
no, you're fine.
I have my
Sometimes
moments too. I got my bad moments.
no, 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 Forge, no. Do not tell this man anything. Let him keep guessing.
I am not going to say anything.
Well, no, and that's an interesting thing too, because you do see that. You do see that with and it's become an interesting factor of what those, like, those OnlyFan type of sites have done is it's created this ability to it's monetization in its way, but it's created this ability where people look at it as like, sure, there's work to it, but it's better than going to a 9 to 5 job and blah 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 and all this stuff. There's look, there's a give and take with this stuff. You're giving up one thing for another, and sometimes it's a lot much longer and a lot much harder work. You think a 9 to 5 job is bad? Well, guess what? If you had to give up the 16 to 20 hours and then do the editing and all those things that get you in that place, then if you're not enjoying it, it's just going to be another job. So what have you changed over? Um, and have your perspective. Yeah, exactly. You're out to have your perspective. But yeah, it's just been a fascinating thing when you see those people change and they say they're not going to do the thing, and then there's a slow progress. It's not a happen right away. It's a slow progress because it's sort of like I don't know. I wouldn't say a jab, but it's like a poke, right? It's like a constant slow poke or like the constant drip from a faucet, and you're just like you're sitting there and it drives you crazy. You're like, someone turn off the faucet.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've sort of seen that too, where you do see somebody who says they're not gonna go that way, and then all of a sudden you hear that, "Oh, did you hear they're doing this, this, and this?" And
And,
this
like, I'm not honestly, whatever, like, I
Yeah,
people can do whatever they wanna do, you
yeah,
know, it's just it is sad to me when I see women start out as some way saying they don't wanna do that, and then they end up going that way, especially
mhm,
when they have talent and they have brains, like, it's one thing if, like, you're an e-girl and you have nothing to offer except your, like, hot body, like, okay, but, like, that's the thing is I've never wanted that, I've never wanted to lead with that.
yeah,
You know, like, I want my music, I want my personality, I want all that to kind of come first, but you know what? I got a good personality, I'm smart, I'm good at the piano, so I
mhm,
can I can, like, sort of like, I can shoot for those, but not every girl can, so
yeah,
what I mean, I'm not gonna, like, I'm not the type that's going to be like, "Oh, we should outlaw everything and, you know, condemn these
right,
girls to hell," or whatever. I don't even mess with it, but I do think that it is unfortunate when you see girls that do have a whole package and then they and all they do is go down that route and just they push their
yeah,
sexuality and like that does make me sad, you know, but
yeah.
it's whatever, you know. Can't be everybody's mom, so
Or grandma,
or
or grandma,
grandma.
right?
Yeah, getting close to my grandma arc, I know.
Which
But
is
you can see how I do wanna like, I'm sure now after this conversation, you can understand how I do aspire to be the grandma that will just, like, tell off people and, you know, tell them like it is. You can
I
see
just wanna know
I've got the opinions are there.
mhm.
I just wanna unleash them in a obnoxious way. That's what I aspire to do one day.
Would
My
this
goal.
be would this be PG-13 grandma, or would this be rated R? Get the f off my lawn!
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
What?
Depends maybe on the person.
Wait. Well, okay, well, then that's gonna bring me to, like, what are you can answer no. What is one of those things that does get you into that sort of rantiness about all this sort of thing? Like, obviously, the whole Twitch ethos stuff, I probably think is one, but, like, what's been another, object of doing this that you've come across is like, "You know what? These motherfudging kids."
What are some of my regular I mean, I have some stupid regular rants, like some haha, like I'm in a rant, but, you know, like,
Yeah,
you know, the, like, certain Christmas songs I don't like or whatever, but, so, yeah, what am I like actual I think probably just how sheep-like people can be and just
yeah,
go along with the crowd. That's
yeah,
kind of, I guess, a recurring and just a frustration with, people's lack of, moral fiber. I think that's
mhm,
something that, like, bothers me a lot, and so, you know, kind of, that theme will pop up in just
mm.
different ways. Yeah.
It's a very, uh,
And
uh
also how weak men are. I do actually talk a lot about that too. Weak men, I cannot stand weak men. It's like one of my pet peeves.
wow, I appre
I have a real problem with weak men
well,
because I feel like we're always in these bad spots because of weak men.
mm.
They're what got us there. So I do kinda go on those rants sometimes too.
Do you so with, and Abba says we have at least 1 rant per stream.
Hey, yeah. Well, sometimes I think I can get away with no rants, but yeah, there's usually
Yeah,
one, but a lot of times they're silly rants or not actually like genuine rants. I do try and like rein it back because also, you know, the other thing is that there's a lot of topics that I do want to talk about,
yeah,
but I don't feel really confident to be able to talk about it. I feel like other people do it way better than I do, so I kind
right,
of just like let them do that thing, and I'll kind of my wheelhouse is this. Like I feel like I am much better. I joke about being like white pilling, and I say that in the context of like, you know, white pilling as bringing hope. I know some people kind of have different definitions for that, but like,
right,
you know, bringing hope to the world. Here's your like, hey, it's all going to be okay. I'm much better at doing that than black pilling, you know, even though I do kind of can get very cynical at times as well.
right.
I know my strengths, and so I try and play to my strengths. But ever so often, yeah, I'll definitely kind of go on a little bit of a rant. So, you know, it's my stream. If I want to do it, I'll do it. Abyss. You're trying to call me out. He doesn't like when I start my rants.
Always say is, he says, "All I will say is dark humor." Oh, alright, there you go.
Oh, I do have some dark humor. It's true.
Yeah, and That's the great fantastical thing when you can have stuff like this where you can talk about those matters because there is a lot of human stuff we can talk about, which we can point to and say, well, that's kind of odd. Why is it? But I really, in my life, it's always been an interesting factor when, I just as an example, kind of from my end, is when love is the number one rant. Aw, aw, we'll give a hand clap for that. Look at that. Six String says love is her number one rant. Oh, that's so good.
Well, I don't know if he meant that as a good thing. I think he's saying that I like to rant about love. I think that's what he's saying. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is true. It is true. I do rant a lot about different aspects of love.
Different aspect. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of this where I think there was a saying like, love is the only thing that allows you to do crazy things and it seems completely normal. Right? Like you
Mhm.
would move, as the saying goes, you would move heaven and earth for this individual. Like you did the most craziest thing, and yet to many people they'll be like, "Oh, oh, look at that! He's proving his love and all stuff." Yeah, there's that too. Oh, thank you, Do Helix. Much appreciated. Now we gotta write that down. Hold on one second. And remember, guys, this is gonna play into later, and I'll explain when we get to that point. There you go. Thank you for that. Um, but yeah, I if love talk that lurks time for me. What? If
Oh,
love
I
talk
if I talk about love, that's when he goes in lurk mode is what he means. It's true. It's true. I know he's
But
out.
Six String said he meant it as a good thing, so it is a good
Aw,
thing.
thank you, 6 strings. I appreciate it.
Um, but no, I that's why I do this thing too, is because there's so much to talk about in the regard of like, look, I get it. A bunch of content creators do the whole entertainment stuff. They do talking about all this sort of thing that's in that field, politics and all this sort of stuff. And I'm just like, I could give a flying fudge about majority of it because I feel like there's a lot of things that are timeless in its manner, and those would be obviously poor politics has its place, and there's an importance to it because if you just let it go rampant, you end up destroying a country. But the point of but beyond that point is like there are things that are timeless that we could talk about that have their value and are great lessons to pass on. But the issue of it is, it's sort of like a blase sort of faux thing where it just gets kind of passed off, and now you're back into like the most important part, like you're talking about, like the trending matter, or the oh, let's talk about oh, this movie just came out, let's talk about how good or bad it is, or TV show, or blah 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 blah, all this stuff. It really becomes a point of I just don't care because you have thousands upon thousands of years of human history, and we're stuck to like 24/7 news stuff. I don't get that. I've never gotten that. Um, I don't know if anyone feels any different than that,
I think
but
it can definitely get overwhelming at times,
yeah,
and I think it's, I'll at times I'll feel overwhelmed too, and I just kinda have to like, "Okay, I'm just not gonna read the news or whatever," but I think that also a lot of people feel um compelled to try and help shift the culture right now, and I do think it is shifting. So I think it's if you are somebody who can be in the fray and kind of deal with that sort of stuff, like those people are really needed. But like I think that's the thing about me is I can really tell when I feel like I'm hitting my point where I'm like, okay, I got to step back, you know. And
yeah,
that's one thing I do talk a lot about in my stream that I'm a big believer in is really just staying balanced, you know,
yeah,
finding that balance, and my balance is not your balance. All our balances are you got to find out what works for you. And so I can
mhm,
definitely I do I do have a little bit of an activist spirit in me.
mhm,
And I do feel like when I want to say something, I'm not afraid to say something, you know, and so sometimes I will put myself out there,
right,
but I don't really feel like it's good for me to stay in that zone very long. I feel like I feel pulled back to this place where of, you know, I'm better in the whole peace, love, and harmony realm.
yeah,
So I kind of go back there, but I take a step out when it's needed. Only
yeah.
for big stuff, I'll say stuff, you know.
I almost feel
And
like this. Oh, go ahead.
I think like I think that at the end of the day, I think it's really
Mhm,
important to really kind of you know, listen to that voice, you know, different religions will call it different things, but like
mhm,
really just kind of develop that that intuition and know yourself well enough to know when it is time to go ahead and say something and when it's time to, shut
Mm.
your mouth. A lot of people just like to run their mouths and they want to be able to just constantly talk about themselves and have their opinions out there, and they're not saying anything worthwhile.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that are afraid to say stuff, and
Yeah.
especially in entertainment and especially in the music world, because you are ostracized very quickly. And
Oh, yeah.
so now that I've already been canceled and I've already been ostracized, I feel like I've got nothing to lose. And so
Yeah.
I kind of feel like sometimes I do say stuff for the reason that I want other musicians out there to
Mhm.
feel a little bit of comfort that can't say anything. Because I do have quite a lot of people that still follow me on Twitter that are still quiet, but they have
Mm.
appreciated when I have spoken out about things. So, you know, um, sorry, I know I'm, like, totally rambling about all this, but,
You're fine.
yeah, all that I don't remember what my original thought was on that, but what got me off on that tangent, but,
You're good.
I think that oh, yeah, you were saying that it can be not understanding why people can get so, like, fixated on all of this stuff, and
Yeah.
I think it is an interesting time, though, in history. Like, I think it is a pivotal point, and it has
Mhm.
reached a boiling point, so I do understand why so many people are wanting to talk about things and address things and, you know
Mm. I to kinda give an example with that, and Shan says I'm huge into politics because I feel I can't complain if I don't try to. Yeah, and that's understandable, but from my end of things, I when I first just, like, kinda leading into that political thing, um, when I turned 18, and that's when you can vote in the US, um, that's when it's sort of like, it's important and all that stuff, but it's like, it's it's very I don't know how to best describe it. It's like my dad would be like, "Go vote, go vote." And while that, if you find importance in that, I'm not gonna tell you otherwise, but for me, it's just like, what is it that I'm truly voting for, right? Because we're just in the dealing with, like, just staying within, like, the US area, because I'm not gonna try to get in, like, other government stuff. That's too much time in a condensed form, but there are rules set up way before we got here, and we're all part of keeping to it, right? Because we don't want to be in the Wild West where you have somebody take out whole crowds because they wanted something, coveting and all that sort of stuff. But there are rules that we're not that were here before us, and we play a part into it. But it seems as though people can be stuck in their way on things. And when we say, "Hey, look, that's great now for you, but I don't think I'm gonna go, vote or whatever because I don't really see a need to." People will get an arm and uproar because they believe you're wasting something, but you, those people really miss an opportunity to have a conversation with that individual to try to figure out, okay, so why don't you want to vote? And that's an opportunity of lost conversation that happens quite a bit because, again, tribalism. And I just don't it's one thing I've never gotten with this whole voting stuff is, like, I get it, I get those rules, but it's like you're really just voting in another human being, where we've had lessons from kings of old where there were a few good kings, but a majority of kings in the past were not so good. So I don't know. I was I was trying to go somewhere with that. It's just the
Well, I
comp
like yeah, it's okay to, like, not want to be political too, or, like,
yeah,
not wanna deal with it, like, that's totally fine,
yeah.
you know? I think that, I completely understand, trust me, like, not wanting
Mhm.
to get involved in that sort of thing too, and
Yeah.
and then if you feel that way, then, like, yeah, then definitely don't, you know?
Mhm.
I think there's a difference between not wanting to and feeling like you are being silenced, and so I think
Mhm.
that some people feel like they want to say stuff, but they know they can't say anything because
Right.
and so for that reason, that's why I think some of us are more vocal to speak to give courage, first of all, to people to speak if they wanna speak, you
Mhm.
know, or kind of speak for the people who can't. And so, I know, like, at least that's been my perspective on the times that I have talked about stuff. That's been kind of part of my motivating factor too. So, But if you kind of aren't just, just don't want to deal with politics, like trust me, I totally get that. And like,
Yeah.
don't, you know what I mean?
Oh,
There's
yeah, yeah.
plenty of other people out there that are like, waist deep in it, and let them, and we all got our part our play and part we play in life, and have our own, other strengths. So,
I always liked that, there was actually one, it was a stream a long time ago, but I remember I read that scene from Shakespeare where it talks about, I wonder if I can find it, hold on. Uh, 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 1 second. Nope, there we go. I can type faster, look at me. I'm gonna try to find if I can't find it. Ah, here we go. I found it. Got to There we go, okay. So for those who don't know, this is the line or the chunk of "When You Hear All the World's a Stage" by William Shakespeare, and I can't remember. It says it's from "As You Like It," uh, is the play, but I'll just simply go through it because it's always nice to be reminded of such things, especially since it's like 400 years after Shakespeare's been dead. So it shows you how well his stuff has been um, either tossed around or at least learned through. And it goes, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. His acts begin 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel, and a shining morning face creeping like snail, unwilling to school, and then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad, made to his mistress' eyebrow, then a soldier, full of strange oaths, and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth, and then the justice, in fair round belly with good capon, lind, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved a world too wide. For his shrunk shank, almost choked on that one, for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, turning again toward childish treble pipes, and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all. That ends this strange eventful history. His second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Yeah, I almost choked on the last bit. But it's kind of like people only know that first part, but there's a whole part to it where it talks about the acts of life. And that's a very interesting aspect of um being, "Hey Gina, how are you?" It's very interesting the act of like you are not the same person you were when you were 7 years old. Obviously your ideas and joys and what you wanted to do in life was a very different time. Although some things like learning piano and whatnot, those have carried over. So there's something. But not everything does for everyone. It's a very difference. But it's always a different attribute of seeing one's individual mindset change over time by different points of information, whether it be from school, whether it be a friend or trusted person, whether it be what you see on the news, whether it be something you discover on your own. There's always that change, transformation. And while I know there's that evolution thing, in the scientific realm, there's also the evolution of the individual throughout their time of life. Like it's a very interesting aspect once you um, go from there, especially if you become a parent, right? Because I know I think you said you are a parent, so you were once a child yourself, right? And now you are a parent to a child. How freaky is that?
um, yeah, I mean, ever so often it is pretty weird.
Yeah, I've always found it interesting because it's just it's a time thing. One, it's a time thing, and two, you are now being the thing. Worst laugh ever, Dare. Hey, hey, watch yourself. Um, you are you are now the thing you once complained about to your friends,
Mhm.
your parents, and stuff. And it's almost it's like a fascinating mind boggle, at least from my point of view.
Yeah.
Because of just where you landed on stuff. I don't know how people think about that. I don't know if they ever do, but it's always nice to kind of stop on that retrospect and just kind of breathe in because we do tend to forget to do that, right? And we do tend to forget to live a little because we're so busy with all the things that go on in life. And um, when you forget that oh uh, back a bit, when you forget that there is a life, you tend to forget sometimes that there is a death. And not to try to be a bring down, but it's sort of like there is that mortality of um, cherishing the moment. I guess is probably the best way to put it. And I'm grateful for what this thing means ultimately, even if I can't see the full picture now. Which is a sad part because usually those are times when people get very discouraged and they stop doing the thing, even it could be the thing that they were, the path would lead them to. But when you do, um, yeah, just don't take it for granted because I can't tell you how many times, and this is just by social media. I can't tell you how many times I've seen on social media where someone, it's okay, it's understandable, celebrity dies, James Earl Jones and all this stuff. But it also goes to show that as time goes on, you tend to forget about that point and you just move on. You just move on. It's just a part of life. No, we're going off soon. Um, but yeah, just like Shan Chin said, being a mom has taught me how much my mom loved me. I
Mhm.
appreciate her more, and that I think is probably one of the even if you're not a parent, just to appreciate life when you can. Because the sad part about it is, and that sad part, and I think the most needed part, because it helps us share more, is that it doesn't go on for long. And not to forget that, Chan Chan has a question if you want to answer it. She
Sure.
asked, "When you compose, what inspires you?" Wait, I think someone's already asked this question. Does something put you in the flow to create? So those are two questions. But I feel like
Yeah. Well, someone asked, how I
yeah.
compose, so it's kinda related, but, yeah, sometimes I have felt very inspired, where something comes to me very quickly, and
Mm,
sometimes I'm setting out to do something, especially if I'm hired for something and somebody will
mm,
say, "I would like a intro that sounds like this," or whatever. Sometimes it comes easily, sometimes it doesn't, um, so it's just different times. But
yeah.
when the inspiration hits, it's awesome. It definitely feels kinda magical. I'm trying I magical is such a cheesy word, but it's the best word I can think of, so,
Hey,
yeah.
sometimes cheesy works. All right, never discount a cheesy word because just like just like it being magical, you too your background is also magical. So there's that. But regardless, it is the top of the hour again. And so what happens is we're gonna do what we did earlier at the first hour. But after that we're gonna start winding down to heading out. So gosh, I gotta go back through. Uh 1 second. I gotta get the link. There we go. So if you want to do what you did earlier, um, oh great Desiree, the floor is yours.
I'm a music streamer with sometimes do cooking streams as well and conversation on here on Rumble and on YouTube and Kick, and I put up videos, clips from stream onto YouTube, although I'm kind of moving a lot over to Rumble, but, and then, TikTok.
Hmm,
Mhm.
yeah, and
And usually streaming in the mornings, but sometimes in the afternoons too.
okay,
Monday all days but Tuesday.
Okay. No, that's pretty awesome though. I mean, still it's cuz I cuz again like you said if you're on the west coast, if you're waking up tuning to her might get you awoken. So, cuz she does play some good music. Or someone may request a song you're like let's just do it. But again, her links are all there in that link tree you see on the screen, and that will be both on the Rumble side as it will be on the YouTube side, because I do stream to both places. So if you want to find out where the great Lady Desiree is at, just go there and you'll find her at all her places. Mostly, I think the best place would probably get you on your X, on Twitter X, and then you can go down the line from there. So there's that. But yeah, but again, all the links will be on both ends.
Thank
Uh,
you.
you're welcome, and thank you for being a part of this. But going in the next thing, for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, doesn't matter which side you're on, because I do stream to both. Like I said, you could, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, all that stuff that kind of helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help and the eyeball scene, right? Like people see you and all this stuff. It also helps in having other people on, like Lady Desiree, like Shan Chan, like Tomby, like somebody again over 300. I haven't done a count recently, so I have to do that, but it's over 300 people. And again, it's just a fascinating, lovely time just to get to talk to people about whatever comes our way. Because this is not about here's a topic, here's a topic. No, it's pretty much like what is it? Being on an inner tube on a river and just going with the flow. That's what I compare it to. Although somebody's gonna have a six kegger with them, so I've got nothing to do with that. But that's that's just the image to paint. But any help with the engagement factor on either end is much appreciated. So thank you for that. And of course, I have. Hey Roy, how you doing? I also have my. Oops, not that. I also have my link tree as well. So you can go there. You can find my Twitter
Oh,
X.
sorry about
You,
that.
no,
That
you're
was my
fine.
fault. I was trying to get your stream up.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh,
You can.
no. Darn it. Now I just messed up my audio again.
Oh no, no, no.
Hold on. I just gotta unplug this and put it back in.
Ah,
You're good.
you're all right. But you can find my
There we
Twitter
go.
X. There we go. You can find my Twitter X. You can find my email. You can find my uh, link to Discord in there. Um, those are just forms of communication. I'm actually hearing myself from your end.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I can hear myself. Well, not right now, but I was able to. I don't know if it was because he was close to your headphones.
I think it was just close to the mic probably.
Yeah, echo. Yeah, I can't hear myself.
Oh.
Um,
Okay, now it's doing it again. Hold on. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. We'll get through it. It's okay. But there's my link. If you don't find where else I'm at, it's right there. Thank you all for that. And of course, I do a few things too. Um, One is I'm part of Proton's partner program. If you've never heard of Proton or maybe you've heard of it a little bit, you can go to that link right there. It will take you to a page that you'll get to see. Again, I use Proton on a daily basis. Yeah, I'm hearing myself again.
Really?
Hello. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if
can you
it's
hear me?
yeah, no, I'm hearing myself too. So I don't know if it's because it's close to your headphones or something. Because I can hear myself a bit. It's not fully, but it's like bits and pieces.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
it wasn't doing that before, so I don't know if something happened, but we'll get to it. I just want to make you aware of it. So there's the Proton one. Um, the other one is Biltong. If you guys are interested, they make some pretty good products, and it's a family-owned business. They actually are in Texas, so there you go. But if you go there, you can find what Biltong is and all that stuff. I've tried it myself; it's really good, but you may have a difference of opinion, and that's okay. But if you do go there, you can save 10% off if you do buy something from it. If you don't, that's fine too. Look, it's not about making money or whatever. It's about promoting people who make a great product and, of course, promoting a product like Proton, where it's about privacy and protecting your. Because you hear about the stories of like a company got hacked and all those passwords and stuff got leaked or whatever. So there is that. But regardless, I just promote those things for the benefit of everyone, not for myself. And I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. As Dual Helix says, Gremlins. That's right. It's the Gremlins' fault. Um, but beyond that point, oh gosh, I gotta get my calendar. Let's see. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will once again have on Queen of Madness. This time, I believe she's bringing a special guest with her as well, so it'll be two people instead of one. But I just put the one for right now. So, again, if you want to join that, that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So there will be that. And again, the guest is Queen of Madness, and of course, don't fall off. All right. Of course, of course, the last thing I do before we head off in the sunset is something I do. It's called questions from a hat. And so what happens is that my guest, you, get two freebie questions. Now, I actually bought a Rumble hat and I put it inside it. What happens is you get two freebie questions, and if people are feeling generous in the chat, they can pay to have another question pulled out. Now, obviously, I'm not monetizing YouTube, so it is what it is. But if you're on Rumble, I am monetized. So like I said earlier, those little Rumble rants that we got play into this. So uh usually you just get the two, but since people were kind enough to give you a Rumble rant, you now got three extra questions. We now make it five. We will try to make
Okay.
this as quick as possible. So I don't keep you all night. It's like, okay, question number 25. Like, no, we don't want to do that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on the first question. My eyes are closed. Here we go. Question number one, right here. If I can open it from all the stickiness from the post-it note. If your content were a cocktail, what would it be called, and what are its ingredients?
Cool. It'd be called uh it'd be called sweet music,
Ooh,
and it would be sugar and have a sugar rim, and maybe make it a lemon drop, just a little, so
ooh,
just a little bit of lemon bitterness in there. It was my for my rants, but with lots of sugar.
lots of sugar. You're a woman who likes your sugar. It sounds like.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, and Fairy Mysterious. Thank you, Fairy Mysterious. She gave another one. So that brings it to total of two questions, but again, we won't. I'm just gonna write Fairy MA, Fairy MA, so we can get that through. Thank you, Fairy, for that. You have, but so that was question number one, and yeah, it does sound nice. I've heard of lemon drop, but the problem with those sugary drinks is that you can put enough alcohol in them that if you're not paying attention, they will get you there. So it can happen. But regardless, on the question number number two, let's see what we got.
Mhm.
Here's question number two. All right, and it asked, "What's your favorite season and why?" I'm guessing the one behind you.
Actually, fall's my favorite. I love the change of colors. We do get some colors here in North Florida, but
No.
I just love fall. I think it's really beautiful, and I love it. I love like how the smell in the air. I love that it's nice and cool, and that winter is coming. Winter's coming, and Christmas is coming, and yeah, I just love the fall. But I really, really love the spring too, because I'm into gardening and I love spring when all the flowers start blooming. So spring
Nice.
is a really close second.
Yeah. I almost feel like a sound of music song is gonna come from that. Um Do a deer, a female deer. Question number three. What's your favorite color?
Red,
Red?
same as you.
Oh wow, how about that? I don't like blood red though, just because it's just one of those things. Don't I can handle a little bit, but not too much. Otherwise, it's not gonna look good. Uh,
I don't like bright fire engine bread, but I like kind of like a darker, like kind of like this color actually, garnet, crimson.
garnet, garnet, crimson, all those sort of things. I like
Mhm.
red too. There you go. Although that kind of brings up the question, like, do you does like you get a negative effect when you see like like a fire engine come down the street or something, or
No, it's just kind of it's a little too bright. That's
right?
all. It's not that I hate it. It's not. just not my favorite shade of red.
I'm waiting for someone to hold a protest sign. Say, I hate your color. Question number 4 is right here. What is your least favorite word to say?
Fart. I wasn't allowed to say it growing up. My mom didn't like that word. She wanted us to say poof or fetchy, actually. And, so I just to this day, like, saying it sounds worse, like, than saying fuck, actually. It
Oh,
does. Fart
oh.
sounds way worse. Am I allowed to say that? My
Yes,
audience
you're
is like,
fine.
"Whoa, I've never heard her say that before." But yeah, I just don't like it.
Yeah. It's
I don't
almost
like
like
the word.
it's almost like when you say a curse word for the first time, it leaves it like a tingle on your lips, and you're like, "Ooh, I can say this more." It's like, I probably should hold on back in that. The question number 5, one more left. What's your favorite day of the week?
Friday, probably. Although, you know what? I'm actually kinda liking Mondays.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like my, like, work week.
Nice.
So, I don't mind Mondays that much.
She beat Garfield, everyone. She beat Garfield. She likes Mondays, he hates them. Stop trying to make fetchy a thing, mom.
Yeah,
I don't
I
I don't
know.
I don't
My
think you ever
mom's funny.
yeah. He's trying to make a reference to a movie called Mean Girls. It's not gonna
Oh, yeah, 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 that's
yeah.
right.
Stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen.
That's right.
Um, let's do so. All right, I'm going to let's see if I can't get a good one. Here we go. Question number 6, and again, guys, this will be the last one unless someone gives a rumble rant. Let's see what this. Well, you know what? I've already asked this question because this is the best piece of advice one. Hold on, let me get a different one. Can't ask the same question twice in the same stream. Come on now. All right, here we go. Let's do this one. Oh, oh, here we go. This is a good one. What's a childhood memory that still makes you smile?
Oh gosh, I have a ton of childhood memories that make me smile. Can you, like, give me some kind of parameters? Like,
Okay.
give me a
What
little more detail.
when I say that, what is the first thing that pops in your head?
Ah,
When I say what is a childhood memory that makes you smile? What is the first thing that pops in your head?
I don't know. Probably, like, playing with, like, toys or something. Probably playing with, like, My Little Ponies. I don't know. I got a lot of memories. We'll go with that. Playing My Little Ponies.
Have you done the theme song yet for My Little Ponies?
You know, I think I did do it at one point, but it was a long time ago.
I think
My
that
Little
sounds
Pony. I
sounds
feel
like
like
an
I might have at some point,
I
but I have
think
been a while. That's a good idea. I should do
yeah.
that soon.
Her Reese's story is a bittersweet one. Well,
Oh,
oh goodness.
that's a horror story. That's not a good story.
Yeah, that's not a happy childhood memory. That sounds more like it.
That was a traumatic. I was actually traumatic. I'll just tell you the short version. I bit into a Reese's, a worm crawled out.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it was gross.
oh.
It was gross. It scarred me for a while, but then I returned to my love of Reese's. Just goes to show
Oh.
you how much I'm willing to forgive.
Forgive for that sweet, sweet peanut butter chocolate.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, but no, that's pretty awesome though. But I hear that's a request for sometime later. My Little Pony. Really I'm waiting for someone to do like Transformers.
I have done Transformers.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
I'm
I've done
behind the times.
Transformers, I've done X-Men. I've done a lot of old cartoons. I had a stream a couple of times I did, like, a Saturday morning cartoons, like, theme for my
Yeah.
stream. So, yeah.
Ugh, no, not extra flavor. Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, that of course. Don't ask Desiree about cookies. We're not gonna. No,
Mm.
don't make up more
Yeah,
questions.
all my, I see, I have the same stories I tell over and over again. I need to get more stories. They know all my
Yeah,
good stories already.
that's okay.
We'll save that for
Sometimes
another time, Abyss. Yeah,
there
come
we
to
go.
my stream and I'll tell you the cupcake story. Yeah, how's that? Gotta
Uh,
tempt them to come.
a worm came out of that one too, but
No, worms did not come out of this one. This one, I'll just tell you, is my moment of being a juvenile delinquent. That's all you're gonna get.
oh, oh,
It's
someone would.
one of my most naughty moments to this date. It is a good story. So
I just like how you say it's one of my most naughty moments. Like, wow, you really are a clean slate after that, aren't
I
you?
am pretty clean. Yeah, I am. I'm pretty squeaky clean.
Oh goodness. But anyway, thank you to all in chat for coming and being part of this. Pretty awesome, right, guys? Pretty awesome. And of course, thank you to the lovely lady of the. Oh, I don't want to say that. Sorry, lady,
Maybe the
lady.
night. Well, listen,
I was trying to avoid it.
if you call me Lady Desire, that definitely has that ring to it. That's why you
That
gotta
is
make sure
true.
it's Desiree. It's my actual
Yeah,
name. A lot of
yeah,
people make that mistake. It's not Lady Desire is like peak e-girl,
yeah.
name right there, but that's
That
not
is
my
true.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
The
Lady the
late
Night here.
That's right. Lady Desiree, queen of the musical quandary. Thank you for coming on. Of course, you are always welcome to come back because I do try to invite people back on, but sometimes scheduling works, sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't matter. You're always welcome to come back,
Well,
and I
thank you
look
for
forward.
having me.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thanks to the chat. Y'all are great.
I look forward to be able to do it. And of course, like I said earlier, at tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll have on the Queen of Madness. I've had her on before, but she will be appearing tomorrow again. I believe she'll be bringing on a special guest with her boyfriend, I think, but that's the question I have to ask. But regardless, hope you all have a great rest of the night. And of course, I end the show now, as you saw earlier, that song was called "Mazel Tov" by Pogo, which of course was "Fiddler on the Roof" for those who don't know. But regardless, this one for my outro is called "One Day with You," again by Pogo. Hope you all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.